workout attire. Right after, cool. I should totally do that outside. Okay. Oh, it's all of this shouting.
I'm hearing a lot of commotion in here. Hello?
Something's wrong, sir. Professor Reggie. Take me to the hospital. Hospital. He was downstairs earlier, but he's upstairs now.
Don't look at it. Just.
Follow me.
Yes, sir.
No worries. Just let me know. Good morning.
How recently have you...
Good morning.
Good morning.
Still work in progress, sir.
Porridge.
Never happened.
I let her know, Professor.
Oh God, am I gonna die? Oh, this is. Oh.
No, you can't. Cold.
No.
Yes.
What's going on?
They're probably practicing.
Oh, Leon appears to have his hands frozen.
Sir.
Pick up the pace, maybe? This seems really troubling.
I've seen this before. He's not in danger of dying. At least, not at the moment.
Relief. Oh, at the moment.
Warning. What were you doing when this started happening?
Just woke up
I'll check with Reginald later, see what happens. It's definitely a start to the day. Today, these children start the real classes. Okay, don't look that bad running. It's worse as the one running over there. Okay. That's the thing. No. They've left the what do you call those things? The Plants that you don't want. Weeds. They let the weeds overgrow that section. Cool. Come down to the gate here, we'll make a U-turn, and then we'll head back. Oh, that does look good. I need to take some pictures out here later. Which reminds me, I need to take some pictures for Dan, who's making all the Magic the Gathering cards for Eden Lost. They messaged me. And I've had a very long day. I should have done the pictures earlier this morning. Okay, interesting.
Wouldn't work out with it anytime soon, but yeah.
I will say, don't know if I stress it enough. This would be gone without you. Anytime. I would hope anytime. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Wow, no, totally didn't. Yeah? Who knows? In a year's time, he may piss me off and I'd be like, fuck that arm.
fuck that guy, right?
Hopefully not,
that'd be
though.
terrible. I'd kill you.
And then instant regret of having pizza tonight. Even with for 10 running. Okay, we've done our morning run.
Maybe something more. I'd like to. I don't know how to word it.
And change over here so I don't accidentally hear that conversation. There we go. Much better. Mm,
Sounds good, thank you.
I feel that. I would be very sad if you said you're very allergic to me.
Thank you, Arthur. This was delicious.
No problem.
Thank you for the food.
Shall we proceed with the donut
Oh,
break?
what type of ears I have.
My pleasure.
I'll have you clean up later.
Big one?
I guess at 1.65. Close enough. Okay. Oh, bother. Surely no one will fall asleep. Hopefully not. I have the #1 instructor mug because
Hello? Steffi?
of
Oh! She's good, she's good, she's good.
Pancake, sausage, and egg.
Feeling better after the shower?
Could use some sausage. Yeah.
Morning, Root.
Morning. A little too many reflections in the bathroom, though.
I mean, it's to be expected. Is, in fact, a bathroom. So always being there. What are you looking for?
Sorry, Professor.
Woody.
There's pancakes and sausages and stuff downstairs.
Oh, are they?
I guess we're
Full
getting
breakfast?
to feeling exhausted.
I'm not sure.
So-
Sausage is really good. I grabbed one before I went into the shower.
Spells without having them encoded. I wonder if that helps.
That's
Yeah.
Like if
I'll go ahead
not
and enjoy
perfecting,
some.
but getting a mastery over a spell before you encode it fully helps.
Good morning, Ariel.
Yeah.
Good morning, Luca.
Probably. I think, like,
So what's up with Leon?
we're doing it
Saw you two walking past the other
raw,
day.
I guess.
yeah,
We can
Reginald is
figure
good.
out
Yeah, I
the,
Him
the
attuning to his
method to
core,
the madness,
but he is
per se.
covered in like frost, and his eyes are glowing
Morning,
blue.
Professor.
It's really been all
I mean,
consumed.
Good morning.
There's, pancakes, sausage, and eggs
Casting
scrambled.
magic.
X.
I'll follow you up with your
Sounds like a good breakfast.
If you ever want anything, it's free.
Probably have to be in private.
Like they all rose up and just started heading.
That's more than fine.
If I start charging, granted it is coming out of my
Oh my
pocket,
god, I
so
haven't seen you in forever.
I've been around, but I really only come back.
Oh yeah, appreciate that, buddy. Yeah. Or one, you got it. Wait, what do I have? I'm gonna have the coffee and. Am I supposed to have
pancake.
something else?
Pancakes.
Yeah, I know, but like I.
Won't drip.
Never mind.
Good morning. How are you today?
Doing alright.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Hmm. It has been a rather restful week. So that's a positive.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way, for earlier this week.
Of course.
I appreciate it a lot.
Well, that was rather sudden. Let's find a bench to sit on. And see if I can remember where my water is. Good. It's on my desk. Hydrate or die straight. Good stuff. Good to see Mira getting a early start to her day. Long loading times. What are we loading? Wait, is the stream buffering? I may or may not have heard someone else say it, but I have picked it up. Nope, does not look like they're buffering on my side. So that's good. Back to my notes. Alright. And you switched running model to school. Oh, yes. Well, I have, so this is the version that, doesn't have any of the weapons on it. Not even the, spear, I don't think. Yeah. This one does not even have the spear on it. So it's my lightest model. Most polite model to be in. Oh boy. I'm sure once I'm done with my class and the scene afterwards, I'll feel a lot better. Also, the AC should be kicking on soon. So we're now far enough into autumn that from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. the heater is switched on. Opal. Opal is her name. And I'm already sweating up a storm. I think I'm gonna pull out the yes, the dark core dealer. I think tomorrow I'm gonna pull out the index and see if it's any cooler.
Morning, Kane. First, how are you doing?
I heard you froze.
Just a small reaction to my core is all, attunement and all that.
reassuring, mate. Lots of things won't kill you, but they still suck. Like Uriel's sister or mom showing up. That's not going to kill him, but it sucks.
Oh. His mom and sister in town?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. He kind of said, oh shit, and went running, so... Don't know what it's about.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
Another harpy. Good.
Did it, like, hurt you? Or were you just cold?
I think I'm fine.
Okay.
Just cold, I guess.
Alright,
Your eyes were
Well,
glowing.
Well, I was just coming to check on you, but I guess you're good.
Oh, yeah. Doing okay. It faded, whatever it was.
Right, well, I suppose we're gonna have to figure that out, huh?
Reginald said he's seen it before, so...
I'm sure it'll be fine. You're sturdy.
Yeah. I am?
Yeah,
Yeah. Look at this. Sturdy. Okay, wait.
Careful.
Don't fall.
Oh.
Sturdy. Very sturdy.
Yeah.
Very sturdy.
I'd fall over
Right.
too, in fairness. Avery's kind of the beast with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He only barely fell over. That means that's how sturdy he is.
True!
Okay.
Mhm.
So, he's seen people with ice cores sort of... Would you say freeze over?
It just
Just
glowed all
It's apparently
over.
just a response to
Eyes were glowing.
certain things and all that. So I just got to sort through it or something.
Sure, well, if you need help sorting through things, I'm suspiciously good at this, tuning thing, I guess, I don't know. So I'm happy to talk with you about it.
That could be useful. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Always happy to help. Yep. Anyway, I got to go let Sevi and Bailey know that I think, again, Uriel's mum or sister have arrived. There they are now. Perfect.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. This could be delightful because he seemed upset about it.
Oh.
Wherever you are, fuck
Wait,
you, Marcus.
But he's upset.
It
Fuck
was
you,
like
Marcus. Something.
It wasn't
Oh,
upset.
I
It
mean,
was like,
you don't
oh
have
no,
to- I
my
mean,
life's about to get a little bit more difficult in a way that I did not predict.
It's
why
okay.
is that a good thing?
Because it could be very funny for us to find out why Uriel is the way he is. Or we have to, protect him. I don't know.
Are you okay?
Difficult
Fine.
can be funny.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Just a reaction to attunement and all that.
know.
It's nothing to worry
Did you
about.
leave your socks off when you're sleeping?
That'd be nice.
Oh, is that what that
No,
all was
actually,
about?
I was
Heard the
wearing my
shouting
boots and
outside my
everything.
room.
Wait, isn't it summer?
Oh my goodness.
He does that all the time.
Yeah, well, it
actually.
gets cold.
Okay.
He does that
I
a
did
lot.
that before I
Well,
got
now
my call.
it gets even colder now, mate.
Right.
Well, maybe you need to have like bigger boots. Maybe you need to have boots like Milo. What if you guys had matching boots? What if we made you like boots in the
I
same
don't think
shape
those
as
are
Milo's
feet.
boots?
I think
Hey,
those are
those are
We
feet.
all have matching boots.
These are my feet.
That's his toe.
Yeah, those are his feet.
I mean, you've
Hey.
got a skeleton under that. That's like armor with armor.
True, actually.
Like boots.
They're not hollow.
I don't know if
They're
there's
not
bone in there.
solid. Not bone.
Does that mean if
but-
we
I'll be okay.
took like this bit off and this bit off and this bit off and your boots off, you'd be
Wait.
naked?
That
Wait.
would hurt. I don't know.
Is that?
Oh, that's a
Does that
good
mean
point.
you're boneless?
No, I had something,
some-
right?
Yeah,
You've
you
got
got
a
something in you,
structure
lass.
of some kind.
I have a structure of some kind.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that now.
there is something in there.
Yeah. Structure.
A bone in king.
Yeah.
Bone King.
Say it. Say bone-in chicken.
Someone in Uriel's family is apparently here.
Wait, really?
Oh.
Apparently, yeah.
Dude, we gotta
It sounded like it's his mom or his sister. I don't know if he's got a sister, so it might. I don't know.
Oh,
I think he only has
He
his
was
mom.
he was told she looks like him, and was looking for him, and he looked at me and said, "Oh shit," and then ran off
You
in the
mean
direction
her?
of the harbor.
I think that's
That's
her.
a mom.
Oh my
You
goodness.
mean that
I mean,
her
might
right
be.
there?
That
Oh
might
my
be her.
goodness.
You know.
What's the plan? How do we embarrass him? What are we gonna do?
Give him a nickname. Oh, yeah.
There she goes already.
Yeah, there she
Oh
goes.
God! Oh, there it goes.
Okay, that's a.
Before we
Well,
double
she has been
three
going
zero
to
two
Peter.
five.
Uriel's
What happened?
family
Wait,
member
I'm
of some
gonna-
you just
kind
freezing
there.
in your own uniform?
You know,
What exactly
I'm
happened?
going to escape this.
I guess so. I just had a bad reaction, I guess.
Do you think maybe heavier insulated clothing could help combat against it?
Don't.
Like winter
I don't
gear?
think so. No. No matter how many
Well, not
blankets
until
I
you
put
try.
on.
Oh, did they already try to keep you insulated in the hospital?
Yeah, it didn't really work.
I'm gonna make my way to the harbor. I'll see you there.
It's
Okay.
his mom.
Sure thing.
It's his mom. It's his mom.
Oh boy.
That's his mom. Yep, that's his mom.
Morning.
Yep.
Poor guy never stood a chance. It's over for him.
How's it been?
Yep.
Less busy than last week. But things are better now, yeah?
Oh, yeah,
Probably
fine.
for the better.
Yeah, fine.
Well, there's preparations for the festival.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm
I'll take
excited.
your word on it.
This is the first one
Not
I like.
expect you
First
to master
festival
the
here
day.
I've been to.
Yeah.
Furnace ones are crazy.
I mean, my
I'm
mom
interested
is
to see how Reinhold does it.
What was that, Milo?
I guess that makes sense.
I was gonna talk to Stevie, and then I think she.
Nothing too crazy happens. Enough craziness for a bit of fun. Well, I'm going that way anyway.
Hopefully, it's normal antics.
Might as well say hello.
Purple.
Might as well, yeah.
Well, welcome to the entertainment district for open. See,
Outside of Aries, I don't see anything purple around here.
He's purple.
Well,
That's why I said outside of Aries.
you want to get some training in before they open. Hopefully.
They could be.
That's
That's more pink.
Do you?
You're
Hold on,
purple.
wait, no. None of the teachers are here. I have no clue if we have classes
Ish.
today or not.
I would not know.
I don't see why you wouldn't. Unless they
I
said you
wouldn't
didn't.
see why either.
Isn't that one of your instructors? Are you an instructor?
Yes, I am an instructor. And the Warden General is not an instructor.
Yes.
You know if we have classes
Morning.
today?
Yes, we are having
Might
class
not, but I
today.
can also see. Okay, cool. Making sure.
Why would classes be cancelled? Is there an emergency I'm not aware of?
No, I was unaware of last week at all would affect this week at all. I expected not, but I could see why it could.
Yes, there are classes today. There's much educating to catch up on.
So, yeah, that's fair. We kind of got interrupted last week on our lessons. Hopefully, we continue them.
Gracious. I am not going to take the long way around, evidently.
We can get fancy on like design.
Would you like
you
me
know,
to
you-
do a
I do it a lot.
For me?
Notice.
Oh, I'm fine as is. I don't need to get taller.
Oh, all of you are tall.
All right.
Actually, I should sit with you and.
Good morning. You've established yourself as a sign of good things. Yes. Well, you're here every morning saying good morning. But last week you weren't here.
Yes, the other one was feeling well.
Well, I'm hoping you're feeling better now.
Yes, of course.
Good.
Morning, Theodore.
I'm just saying, you being here is a sign of good things.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I will take that.
Good.
Good morning.
Morning. Ah, that's right. There you go. See you later.
Are you okay, Theo?
Have a good day.
Okay.
Good morning. Yes.
Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
High five.
This is where I have to stop.
What are y'all doing? We staking out over here?
We are waiting for Reginald.
Yes. Him or Brad.
So that's an interesting thing. Previously, opening up radial menus while moving would cause you to go to full speed. That does not seem to be the case anymore, and this makes me happy. Is that one of those quiet updates they did? That makes me so happy.
Oh, by the way, work on something. I want to Theodore, because he's always cleaning up after us. So I figure I can make him a really cool mop or something that like automatically like rotates or something. You know how like when you have to just use the plain old the push mop and stuff. How about if it rotates? Sorry, am I
It's like a
bothering
lawnmower
you,
version of
sir?
a mop.
Okay, but so yeah, or like it could have three of them, like three mop heads that just like shake like crazy. That'd be so cool. It'd make mopping so much easier.
Well, the hardest part of mopping is wringing out the mop. So maybe a way to wring it out instead of making 3 mop heads to wring.
Explosive bolts.
Or maybe making a mop that he can ride.
Like a witch.
Oh.
Or like a miniature, like, cart or something.
I have to add wheels to it.
A mop bunny.
So like
Oh my god,
cart,
she just
except
combined
there's,
mop and Zamboni.
the mop heads, except they would still have the issue of being wrung out.
Well, I mean, what if it hits something? It's already moving if it's rotating.
I guess you could
Thank you for the sub, 19.
okay, so how do you wring it out like this? You pull it out and you just you have to wring it out like that. This is not nice, but just splat it against something and squeeze it into something.
I have ruined Scout's morning.
The reason why you wring it out is to clean out the liquid in it, right?
Right.
So here, I've got an idea. 2 of them in front and 2 of them in back, and there's a tank
Like rollers?
that's releasing. Yeah. And there's a tank that's releasing liquid on top of the 2 in the front, and then the 2 in back are drying and clean it up. It'll last for a little while at least.
Oh, you mean like the car, the vehicle thing again?
Yeah. Although I still like the idea of like a pogo stick version of it.
I mean, that would definitely wring out some of the water because it's just flat. that's pretty extensive. Like if we
Have
just
a water core up front, and then in the back you'd have something that would dry.
I'm not trying to make it arms. He doesn't have a water core.
Oh, I thought you were trying to make, something, with arms and stuff.
No. Just like a normal, like a thing that
A
works.
monster
like,
sweeper.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a core, but you could use an engine.
Exactly. You can use like a foci, not foci, but like the little cores. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, one of the little cores.
It's heavy.
Hey, squad
You
leader.
have to use. Gotta use it to. Okay, but the ringing out. Maybe it'd have to be a different device. Bailey.
Morning.
Bailey.
How
Like a
y'all
separate
doing?
device, like the. I'm trying to figure out how to automate a mop. Oh. Okay.
Automate a mop. Automate how?
I want to. Okay, so like make an automatic function. Like, the captain had an idea for making an automatic function to like ring it out. And then I had the idea of having like 3 mop heads in the one, and then they just really fast, and that makes cleaning a lot. Might make cleaning a lot easier. I saw Mr. Theodore up front, and I was like, oh, I was hoping to get him he's always cleaning up, so I thought maybe it might help him with cleaning up stuff,
yeah.
and be kind of cool.
Come on.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Time for
I
us to
definitely
line
think
up.
the spinning thing could do a bit of work, but
I
it wouldn't
can get
work
up, it's
for
fine.
like.
Mm.
It would spread the mess if it was too quick, so you have to find that healthy middle ground with the rotation.
No, it's going to sleep on me now.
I was recommend putting it in a cart.
But that certainly solves the problem. I would have them oscillating on opposite ways for sure. I think that would definitely be the way to go. What if you had
so they
like
can
a
scrub it together?
tray, and then you like mopped it into the tray so it wouldn't splatter everywhere? You know?
Axel, good morning.
So like it like zoom zoom, and then the water goes in and then it goes into the water. You think, okay, and then it could like recycle, or will the dirty water?
No,
then
I
you
was
wouldn't
out
wanna
in
use the
town
dirty
running
water to
for the
clean.
past half an hour.
But how do you separate the dirty water from the clean water? I mean, I guess they
And
go
then
into a
I'll
tank and then
one to
go to
stand
the. I mean, then maybe you have a tank
what I
on
learned from
top that
Denali.
dispenses
Gotta
water,
build stamina.
If you want a nap, I'm the one to
That
stand
could
next.
work.
and then
Or,
it
unless you have some
zoom,
sort of
and
like
it goes
suction
in.
device that pulls it up, and like the suction pulls it in through a filter, and then it gets filtered as it gets pulled out, and then the clean water just comes back
and then
around.
it goes around again, and then
It'd
it
just be
gets
a
stuck in
constant
the
loop.
filter. Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
But then you run into the issue of how do you clean the filter? You'd
Uriel.
have to only clean it once it stops
Hey.
running, which isn't terrible.
So that was
You can live with
your
that.
mother, right?
That was my mother.
But yes, I was looking as a
Okay.
Theodore because he's always doing kind of
Was that
he wakes up really early and does
Harbor District?
because he has to clean up after all of us.
That's her.
One of the wardens
I see.
mentioned she was here to embarrass
And
her
I know
son.
we make a lot of mess because a lot of people,
That's good.
are shooting
Oh,
things
she's honest about it.
and
I know.
fire
Stop
and
all
Well,
lightning
they
and
were
blah blah
hiding
blah.
behind the
Yeah.
walls and
Oh,
stuff.
you mean
Okay,
here?
whatever.
He
Oh.
cleans up the
I think
campus.
it's Uriel or
The
Uriel's
whole
mother?
campus?
Yes,
I guess
he
their
wakes up
mother.
really
I don't
early
think Uriel
from
was doing that unless Uriel turned pink.
Theodore. Yeah, Mr. Theodore. He lives off world or off world. Wow. Off the campus into the
I think
city,
you want to join
and
the
then
line again.
he comes early in the
Little
morning,
Theodore.
cleans up everything. Yes, Mr. Theodore.
Trying to fill
He has
was
a
thinking of
their
later
cousin that
evens so we
helps
don't
him.
get yelled at.
No,
Exactly.
not Theo.
Should probably
Not
have
Theo.
even lines.
Right, okay.
I mean Mr.
We can
Theodore.
only try. We'll see how things go.
Fair enough.
Yeah, shit happens.
Then you have the restriction of having to
Make
make it
do with
small
what you
and
got.
thin, too. Like if it hit little.
Oh, I have to have him.
It's a
Something
nice
he can actually.
color on you.
That's important.
Luca.
That's important to think about.
Oh,
And then
thank
actually, when you think about it, because he's so much smaller, having a
glad you
smaller
think
mop
so.
would create a larger suction. I mean, because
I believe
size
they call it pea
equating to
soup.
the not capacity
Pea.
of it, but
the color?
smaller the hole, the stronger the suction.
Pea soup
Sorry.
green will have pea colored.
I'd actually
Check
believe
it.
it.
Maybe the word you were looking
Like
for is
pea.
mossy,
I don't know
but
anything
okay.
about colors, but I'd believe it.
I don't pee.
I was gonna say it's a first for
Maybe
me
it's
too.
supposed to
Water
really
that
want-
would dispense
Do you
into
really
the actual
want
things
this? I can
themselves,
name it
and then
that
they
if you
would
wish. I can
they
stop
would
fighting
clean
this.
Well, he
as
is.
it wet,
What? No, I'm
and then suck it the water back
You're only
into
hurting
the
yourself.
other
Were you
tank,
told
which
a
then
different
filtered
color?
through. need to be small enough for him to use.
What's that supposed to mean?
And then they'd have to clean it up afterwards.
I suppose it's somewhat close to a peridot green.
I sure hope they're not expecting me to do assembly this morning.
It reminds me of one of the macaron colors.
Different versions of colors.
Okay, good.
Green's green.
Peridot is pale
Oh,
green.
they're
Emerald
shades.
is dark green.
What's this space?
Their
What's
names
this
for
space?
all
Huh?
Fire
types
core,
of
apparently.
shades.
Good morning, Andrea. As well as I thought I did.
Good morning.
Not quite the same.
I was standing next to the lady smirking at me.
She called me over. She called me over. You don't understand that. I can move.
You know he didn't actually get
I
a
do.
call, right?
Get out of the way, Scout. Yeah, get out.
Oh, Scout. No, all right.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's all about the size. Uh-oh.
Okay, I'll go this way then.
Mana output? I
There.
don't know.
If he takes it back away, what would it fit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it wouldn't know.
Normal sized and fully
It's been
functional.
Huh?
Candidates,
Yeah.
eyes front.
Do I need to take my hat off? Yes, I do. That's
Well done. Today you will be having a lesson with Instructor Drea. She will be leading you in the proper way to encode your spells so that you may prepare for the upcoming mission. Afterwards, there is a non-mandatory practical lesson that will be hosted by Instructor Hayden here in the arena. Instructor Drea, your class.
Let's go ahead and move over to the classroom.
I can't.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Classroom. Let's go.
Team 1 classroom.
It's time. Yes, I shall put this in Reginald's office, as he is not present.
Oh boy. All right.
Good luck.
Hi, Rue. Your hair's looking nice today.
Thanks, Bailey.
You can
Or what can also be confusing.
Oh, I didn't turn on shout. Oh well.
Who's the door? Is there the door?
Yes, your delivery.
Can you leave it outside? I'm in a meeting at the moment.
Ah, good morning, Paz. We'll be going over encoding today.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
I'll be up there in a little bit. I have to have a chat with Simon.
Ah, fantastic. It'll be a few before we start talking about runes, so.
Very successful.
Yes.
I won't answer.
You owe me more coffee.
You still wanted to have that
You have control of whether you fall asleep or not during class.
Let's see where we are in a year's time. Maybe I'll let the arm go next time. You're on track.
You're still sitting next to me, Dad. Come on. We gotta find six pack there somewhere.
But that was real rude.
Oh, our chairs have been stolen.
Plenty of room back here.
This feels smarter.
Out the back today.
After you, ma'am.
Thanks, James.
Can't believe you.
This way.
My usual spot. How could you? I totally care.
I'm just going to slide in right here.
That means I can sit beside you.
Might need a, yeah.
This means we have a centralized view, though.
I believe it is because the Geist twins are not present.
I don't know if I should sleep during class. I get a little trouble.
Put it behind you, okay?
Okay.
Oh, all right.
What is the singular factor that makes a warden? That was a question, Bailey.
Their arms?
That is correct.
Oh, shoot!
Are you disappointed that you were right?
No, I didn't know that would... Okay, I didn't think it was that simple.
It is that simple. Wardens are the only ones that have arms that they put their foci into. Their cores. So far, you've chosen your cores, and you've chosen your attunements, and you have practiced with them, focusing with them, doing magic. As it has been said, working with a core and doing magic pulls from your stamina, pulls from you. And placing that core into an arms helps facilitate what you're doing with that core. What are the different ways of casting?
Intuitive and spell weaving.
That is correct. Intuitive and spell weaving. This class is a turning point. Up until now, you've been using your creativity. You've been doing random things to see what works. What works for you, and what works with your core. But from here on, it's no longer willy-nilly. There's a right way and a wrong way to do things. Does anyone have an idea of why there may be a wrong way to do things?
Misfires and collateral damage.
Good answer. Misfires and collateral damage. Anything else?
It will leave you passed out on the ground.
It can leave you passed out on the ground. Anything else?
You could be putting in spells that aren't suited for your class.
Not so much on that. Just simply means that, well, you wouldn't be doing well at what you're trying to do.
Depending on what you do, you might damage or otherwise destabilize your core.
That is a possibility, but extremely rare. You're on the right path saying that you'd end up passed out on the ground. There is a chance, though, that you skip that. That instead of pulling all of your stamina and passing out on the ground, you start to pull from your life force. And you pass out on the ground dead. You pull from your life force what keeps you alive, and when that is used up, you have no life left. And you now become what we call cover.
Why do they call you cover? Oh, never mind.
Right. So that is why we have encoding. Encoding is a way of working with your core to help your core focus on what you want it to do. A way to focus through your core. And to use that mana from it to manifest what you are doing. Now again, you've synchronized with your cores, at least started to. And that process takes upwards of a year for your progress to hit a plateau. Up to this point, it's probably been rather slow. Mainly again because pulling from your core, you are getting fatigued. And you only have a limited amount of time before you can't go any further without hurting yourself. So with encoding, there are 4 things that are necessary to do this. 5 if you include your core. You need to have a rune. Now, there are base runes that we use. Runes for manifesting shots, projectiles. Runes for area effects. Runes for benefits, statuses, things that boost you. These runes, many of them are well documented, and we have references in the library. So feel free to spend your free time finding the right rune, base rune, to do what you want to do. There are others available to help you. Paz, of course, whose specialty is in runes. Also me. And Norset. Norset can also help you find runes if you're having difficulty finding one. Once you've decided on a rune for a spell you want to cast, you then encode it or inscribe it onto your core. As you've probably found out, your cores are quite hardy. You can't simply take a hammer and a chisel to it and scribble in a rune. Magisteel, though, is capable of inscribing a rune into a core with some effort. Yes, Bailey.
Are you saying that if I had a Magisteel screwdriver, I couldn't just inscribe my own rune into it?
In theory, yes, you can. But using a drill would be rather shoddy. It would be very imperfect. It is better to spend the effort with your core to make your rune clear. Because everything with casting is all about intent. And if there's any doubt in there, your intent comes into question. That is when collateral damage happens. You can take a Magisteel stylus and inscribe a rune into a core. I'm going to go ahead and inscribe a rune into this core here, this fire core, and pass it around so that you can see it firsthand of what you may be doing. Of course, your rune will be specific to you. This rune is an area effect rune. The shape of the area effect specific to this rune is a cylinder. So it has an effect around, somewhat in a donut shape. It goes out to a certain range, and then within the center of it, it doesn't have an effect. When you look at it, you'll see that the rune is mostly clear, but it is simply etched in, rather dull. You can feel the ridges and valleys of the rune. Yes.
Do runes have to be that specific, or is there a cost in leaving them more general?
This is a good question.
Generally better for them to be specific.
Like I said, with casting, a lot of it is based on intent. And that focus you put into intent. If it is a broad focus, a broad intent, then the application of your manifestation will be broad. It will be weaker. A more focused rune, a more focused intent, makes for a more powerful effect. And trust me, you want to plan ahead. You've dealt with pods and low-level magic beasts up until this point. Going into the future, you will be dealing with things far more powerful. And you definitely don't want to go after them in a very general approach. But if you can find some application where you think a more general rune can be used, then you can try it. Which does bring up a good point. Runes are not permanent. A rune can be etched out, smoothed over, and another rune applied to it. But much like your attunement, that rune grows stronger over time as you focus on it, channel through it, apply your intent to it. So swapping out your runes resets your progress. But it can come in handy if you have a specific assignment coming up. You can swap out a rune for another rune, a different spell that will specifically help you in one situation. It is a risk that you must weigh against reward. If it helps you in the situation, then maybe that risk is worth it to set back your progress. Sometimes it's better just to stick with what you have, what you're confident in. Yes.
Captain, how long does the attunement to the rune take, typically?
Roughly about a week of focus.
It varies, depending on how much time you spend on it, how well you focus, how pure your intent is. if you are determined and focused and you have a very well-formed idea of what you want, to fully set in a rune, to attune that rune, takes about a week. So, with our upcoming assignment, 3 or 4 weeks out after the festival, if you do the math, that is where you'll be at. Do not try to do more than one rune at once, though. You don't want to confuse things. You want to have that one rune well established so that what you're focusing on goes through that rune, and you don't cross the wires. Are there any other questions? Bailey.
What's the weirdest rune you know of? Like, is there any runes that are like weird shapes or have really strange effects?
There are many very weird runes. Since before, well, what we find in ruins that we don't have a firm understanding of are some very interesting runes. What's the word? Pictography of things that we don't understand. That's why we have paths and many other researchers. Personally, I haven't found any runes to look weird.
There's none that
They are simply tools. Yes.
What if you already surgically put your core in you? You have to take that out.
That's a good point.
How else are you going to inscribe on your core?
Okay. That's okay. We can install like a little Tupperware container flap on your chest so you can just like open it.
I mean, it doesn't need to technically be taken out. It just has to be inscribed upon.
We'll figure something out, Milo.
Is there any portion of your core that is exposed? Quiet down.
No, it is. Nope. It is in my chest.
You may want to figure out a way then to be able to access it. Don't have to necessarily completely remove it. Who has the core? Other questions? I believe you had a question.
Yes. I know you said about replacing and I could have misheard this, but instead of replacing runes, is it possible to modify or enhance them if you want the same spell but to tweak it?
Yes. If you have a rune that is part of another rune, then yes, you can build upon it. But again, that does reset the attunement. You may get some bit of a head start, but if you're changing that intent, changing what you're manifesting, then you and your core are relearning. Paz had an interesting question earlier. I believe it was young Bailey was asking, what is the weirdest rune you've ever seen?
Weirdest? In what sense?
Bailey, clarification.
Like I don't know. Is there some rune that specifically, makes like an ice chair or something, or I don't know, like something like that. Like or dumb rune. Maybe like a I don't know, a train made of air or something.
That sounds highly useful.
Ice Throne is actually a very well-defined spell.
I will say this. There is nothing weird. There is no bad. There is no better. There is no weird. There just is. Whatever rune you find, whatever rune is created, brings something to the table. It is much like course and your arms. Each arm that is created by one of you has its own function, its own style. Yes, people may find a fishing rod maybe odd, but when taking a look at it by the wielder, it is just as functional and useful as any other arm.
I guess weird is a word that places a limitation on creativity.
Except for the rune of self-vertigo. No uses for that one.
There was one where somebody
sounds awful.
tried to make a rune which would let them not ever get hangovers. I remember that one.
That sounds useful. Can I learn that?
Yes. Well, the problem was that it came with certain side effects. And let's just say
they were blue for weeks.
Blue?
So, perhaps the better way to think of it is there will be dangerous runes.
You can use
Runes that can harm you if you're not careful.
What?
Does that sound about right?
Yes, and please don't use your core as a party favor. You're not party magicians, you're wardens.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, unless you're that one who used a core in a clown outfit, but we won't go into that one again.
What?
Was the core their nose?
Ooh, alright then.
What?
Please tell me it was his nose.
Alright, 2 rules. Don't be cover, don't be bait. Decoy's fine. Right, any other questions that pertain to the class? Yes.
Are we allowed to ask and see professors' runes, or will we be arrested for asking?
Oh, you're perfectly open to ask. Most professors, most wardens will probably show you. Some will not.
Oh, good to know.
There are some special circumstances, situations. Things that only experienced wardens should be working with. Yes.
There are also personal runes that some wardens wouldn't want to share.
Yes.
Because it's their own creation.
I was going to ask, I guess slightly similar to that, is there any runes that are known that we should not attempt to use? Like ones that have been deemed very dangerous to attempt?
Death and curse runes are generally quite dangerous.
There are a few. And when you come across them, they're going to be fairly obvious. Death and curse runes are 2 types of runes that are rarely used. And if chosen, comes with great scrutiny. Because again, a lot of casting depends on your intent and your focus. And of course, there are no runes out there that you can simply go, kill that. else we would not have a job. The problem is that when you go kill that, there are other things that can be in the way, before and beyond it. And if that intent is off by the smallest bit, if that intent has any maliciousness, then that manifestation goes wildly wrong. You have to be absolutely sure in what you're doing. Quite literally, your job is to go out and to kill, to destroy, to cause great harm, to cause damage, to disrupt, in order to protect everyone from magic beasts. Accidents are unavoidable, but great care is taken to mitigate any kind of accident. There's a heavy responsibility that is applied to each and every one of you.
Are there ways to protect ourselves from runes of that nature?
Clear intent, and if they're unsure, ask one of us.
If you go down this path, like I said, it comes with great scrutiny. There has to be extremely clear intent, a clear image of a destination, a final manifestation. If anyone goes down this path, then you must work with an instructor. To ask one of us. Yes.
I believe she means protection from a caster using that sort of rune. The warped and wrong ones.
Like a counter rune.
To clarify, the runes of death and curse aren't wrong runes. They're just dangerous to be used. And we don't bar anyone from using these runes. It's just that the intent behind them can cause great damage to the caster in the process. Which is why we caution against them. Just like any other rune, they can be protected against using any number of a Jord of warded runes that can protect an individual.
And that is why it is so important that... Go ahead, Paz.
My usual suggestion is start with simpler things. Start with things that are easy to master. And once you are along in your wardenhood and you have seen many other runes and understand their concepts, you can begin to ramp it up.
Yes.
Welcome back, Hayden.
Other questions? While you think if there's any other questions, take a stylus and pass the box around.
Wait. Are we gonna, with our own...
With your own stylus in your own core, you're going to do your research on runes, and you're going to encode a rune. We have an assignment coming up very soon. Like I said, if you want to change out runes, you can. But it is imperative at this point that you begin the process. You only have so much room on your core to encode runes. In the back.
Is it possible to pierce too far into a core? Instead of just etching on the surface?
I have yet to see a student re-encode enough times to break a core, or to be as careless to destroy such a valuable item. You have your core.
So it doesn't just explode or something.
No, it does not explode. If you carve too deeply, it will fracture and break and become useless. And if your core becomes useless, you no longer have a core, and you are no longer a warden or candidate. Bailey.
Might be a dumb question. Please disregard if it is. Can you write your own name on your core?
That is extremely careless. Because as I said, you only have so much room on your core to engrave runes. You want to give up some of that space to put your name on it and give up some of the power of your core.
Stylus for etching for yourself.
That is your choice. Yes. When the box gets to the... Oh, okay. It's in the back row again. Any other questions, or is that all? All right. Well, that is the end of this class then. If you have any questions that come up, like I said, Professor Norset, Paz, or I, or any other professor you wish to ask, are available. Do spend some time in the library researching runes. Find the right one for what you want to do. And with that, you are dismissed. Isaac, Mira... Oh. Yes, apologies. No. Okay. Isaac, Mira, Felix, Dickory, and Sevi. If you are here, stay after class, please. Valdres.
The rest of you who are not on that list, if you have your arms prepared and wish to test yourself in solo combat, Instructor Hayden will be doing a course in the arena. So you may attend there. The rest of you are dismissed.
And please bring the box of styluses back up to the front.
Anyone who is going to the arena, make sure to prepare yourself accordingly.
Need to borrow candidate Sevi before you have them.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Good lesson notes. We'll be out the arena waiting for you. Are you?
Sevi.
Yes.
Perhaps we should speak before Andrea has follow me.
I would definitely try and pack
Not long enough.
Ponder on the battlefield.
Mine is a little bit agitated
I know.
because I just came back from fish school after Joel.
Thank you, Captain.
For the lesson.
Do the lesson?
Of course.
This one for a while.
Yes, like I said.
Lazarus, the professor.
Valdres? Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Like I said, this is the turning point.
Oh yeah, it is.
We can't wait.
I would like that then. But I won't keep
Camilla.
the arms on the fan, so
I'm gonna make a lot of
I would actually be joining.
I'll make sure to prepare them accordingly.
Get to my room again. Get it.
Violating spells.
I'm so
Set my
ready
core
for
in it.
this.
Excellent
Your
class.
arms, Dre, isn't it, Neo?
Thank you. It is an important part of their lessons. It's the things become real for them now. Well,
That they do.
real on top of what happened last week. Yes.
Come up that I just thought of.
Let me know if it
Does the warden have to inscribe the rune themselves if they are able to draw what it should look like if they are unsure of
Yes. It must be done by the user. Which is rather unfortunate. I have seen some quite gifted people able to etch beautiful reproductions of runes. But since a core is so personal that only one person who's attuned to it can use it, they are the only one that can inscribe it themselves. can definitely share some basics of your skills with others to show them how to do it. A clearer rune, a clearer intent, a clearer end product. You can have seats. I know you want to go run, Sevi, but it shouldn't be too long.
If it's not too long, I'll choose to stand for now unless it's some lengthy conversation to be had.
You five are some of those that were carrying radios and previously captains of your squads, or a combination thereof. I wanted to discuss the last few weeks with the Forge Breaker and how you and your fellow candidates handled it. In a way, this was an impromptu test of your ability to work together and the ability of some of you to lead and the ability of all of you to keep it together. So I wanted to hear some pros and cons of what happened, your leadership within the groups, your contribution. Would anyone like to step forward and provide some feedback?
When it came down to the negotiation part of it all, I basically led that operation. We had Bailey that was over, and made sure that if anything happened, she would make sure to go tell the others. I had Rue as my second to help support any claims that I have made to reassure the breaker. And I had Kane there to make sure that if anything went awry, he would come to back us up. In my opinion, everything was a success. It was not the intended outcome, emotionally, but logically and for the safety of Verona, everything went really well. And my team did wonderful.
Were those the candidates that went into the theater? Well, there was a breakdown of communications there then. Because as that had gotten to me, it was the Forge Breaker requesting those specific people.
Yes. We were asked to go in there. Apparently he had asked for more, for other forges to be there. But through Laz's judgment, he brought us four in. And I think that we were the most qualified in the ways of being rather empathetic and understanding to make sure that Verona got out of there safely.
That was General Lazarus.
Yes.
I see. You don't have to raise your hand. We're having a discussion.
Well, I did not lead any engagements, but my sister and I were at the center of one of the traps intended to lure in the Forge Breaker several weeks before.
Yes.
Overall, I consider it an abject failure. We did the best with what time we could, but unfortunately, when it came to setting the trap, I believe the breaker had far too much mobility and maneuverability. Likely, our hiding places and countermeasures were largely sussed out before he even showed himself. Furthermore, there was significant civilian presence that at the time I thought was okayed by the wardens in attendance, but as the night went on, I grew increasingly less sure.
Look at the library first and make sure
I see.
no blow up.
Maybe on her.
We're having a meeting upstairs.
No one
I would
died,
echo part
but
of
it
that as
was.
well.
Hmm.
No casualties were had, but there were civilians that probably should not have been there. Maybe too gung-ho trying to save the city that we're trying to protect. Because of that, there were individuals within the line of fire, especially on the ground from my position up top Stitch's building, that were getting too close to the breaker while we were trying to lure them into a false sense of security. But I would also agree that they may have had more time to watch us, and even all the plans we had, they still found me on top of the rooftop in a matter of seconds after engaging with Milo, without even firing off a single shot yet. However, the communication between the harbor and the entertainment district was paramount to keep people alert. If we didn't have that, people were going to get knocked out quickly. Thankfully, we only had a few that were gravely injured and no deaths.
Yes.
In our
There is
current
also the
state,
matter.
that's as good as it could have gotten.
There is also the matter that even when unarmed, he had full maneuverability of not only the city but our own campus. There is no telling how much information he was able to gather ahead of his attacks.
My opinion, within the final confrontation with the breaker, that there was a big victory.
Are you whispering?
Many of all. Oh.
Speak up, Felix.
You should be able to just talk. In normal voice. The
It is
doors are
my
closed.
opinion that the final confrontation with the breaker was a big victory. Many of our warden candidates were too close to the fire, I suppose to say. I was looking around to see how many of us were at the exits, and to my unfortunate dismay, it was only one or two of us that were staying back to ensure that there was no escape. Had we been a touch more unfortunate, we would have many more deaths. Many of our warden candidates and military exhausted and unable to contain the threat that was brought about in the city, and I am not sure if we would have been able to stop it from rampaging in the city if it was any bit stronger. It is, I believe, my fault for not bringing it up for many of my candidates to plan something around like that.
I do want it to be noted that the Forge Breaker was long dead before he turned into whatever he did. I witnessed his death with my own eyes. I was standing right next to him when Valdres pulled the gun and shot him. He was long dead before he turned. After a moment of death, his body started convulsing. It is to my understanding that what happened with the Forge Breaker is the result of something I know about. As it has already been stated in the papers so easily, is that he was a subject of Tenebris. When I was talking with him, he claimed that there was more of him.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if he means that they're still within Tenebris, or if they are already being released. I don't even know how he got here. that means that we might have more of them in our midst. In the far future, or maybe close. I believe that what happened with the Forge Breaker is a result of Tenebris. I believe before that he was just a normal person. But circumstances led him to where he was. As his Tenebris does with everyone.
Yes. Hmm? You're gonna have to speak up, Paz.
Do you want to tell them where the Forge Breaker was supposedly before he made his way here?
Go ahead. It's not the focus of this conversation, but we can go ahead and put that out there.
This wasn't the first city he went to, and the first city he caused violence in.
It was not.
Was, what, 5 years
Correct.
ago?
5 to 7.
How many people did he kill there?
Much.
Too many.
That does not entirely matter.
The point is...
It would matter to you if Milo was among the number.
That is not what we're talking about.
Calm down, the both of you. The point here is that this was just another destination for them. And perhaps it was because he had found somehow that somebody who was close to him resided in this place. We do not know any of this. All I am pointing out is they were free long before here.
The purpose of my question was to see if patterns of disappearances among forged populations could help triangulate the presence of any more of his kind.
Potentially, it is a string we may be able to pull on, now that we understand its meaning.
Yes.
But you also have to understand that reports from other cities on such matters are not always so free-flowing.
The most we'll get is like what we saw in the Chronicle about Ardenheim. They're having problems according to this as well. I learned that today as well. And that's about as much as we'll ever know, more than likely.
If we can converse with other towns and potentially share this information, and they agree to it, well, lovely. More than likely, what they will say is, why the hell are you asking about this thing in particular? What's in it for you? What are you going to give us for such information? And then it gets bogged down into a long, disgusting cycle of bureaucracy, and everyone is left with nothing but questions. But continue on with your conversation.
Yes, I'd like to bring it back around to why I asked you to stay after class. Last week, confronting the Forge Breaker was, like most of you admitted, not the best end case. There were deaths. We had 2 wardens and 2 members of the military, at the least, in that altercation go down. But in the end, it could have been far worse. The candidates did stand their ground, and what was left, what was the remaining threat, was handled. The prior operation, where the candidates were specifically tasked with creating a trap, creating a situation to handle this. I would say overall it was an average success. The doll that was planted was able to be tracked back to the Forge Breakers' place they were hiding out. And the information that we gathered there was very useful at the time, and still is, piecing this all together. There were those that were injured. There were those that were placed in harm's way that were not well equipped or necessarily ready for an operation like this. But you are Warden's candidates, and that is part of your job, to make sure that proto-arms stay off the streets. It was also a lesson in how we need to work with the community. The military has its place. They have their scope of threats they can handle. And the Wardens have a very narrow scope. And we have to work within the community when dealing with that. If there's any form of civil control that needs to happen, that has to be done through the military. It was decided by the council and others that the people of Reinhold would not be locked down, causing additional panic, causing additional problems. I did have one other question. When it came to the Wardens General, Lazarus, and the other Wardens that came in and helped, opinions about how that was organized and the communication that happened there.
It was
I
somewhat
heard mixed.
confusing.
I agree. It was rather confusing and mixed. They would treat us like equals sometimes, but then there were some that would treat us like children that needed our hand to be held.
I do not know where they fall in our command structure, as we are technically a sub and separate branch.
I was
Our
informed that at
commanding
the end of the
officer is
day,
Valdris.
we always listen to Valdris. At least that's what he told me last time.
That is correct. Moving forward, the only one here, well, yes, the only ones here that report to Lazarus, that answer to him, are the faculty and Valdris, and all the faculty will go through Valdris. It is not as much doubting Lazarus's command or going behind his back as much as it is a chain of command. Moving forward, we are having it explained to those involved and making sure it's well instated. The candidates report to the faculty. That chain of command will be established and well defined and declared, explained, especially as you are going to start using your arms to their fullest capability. And in response to how you felt you were treated, none of the candidates are children. In a serious situation like last week, everyone in this school, like I said, is given weapons of abject horror that should be solely used against specific threats, unlike those that use proto-arms. Hence that is why we handle those people. But with that responsibility, given weapons like this, you are all adults and expected to behave as such. I can guarantee you the entire faculty will respect you as such also.
I may have a slight explanation for the confusion about how to treat you You see, you are all exceptionally talented. Most warden classes we have come in at your time spent here would be struggling to cast spells without passing out for the entire day.
And half the size from losses.
It would be not a stretch to say that you are all seeming to be the prodigies of every other class, and so current wardens are, well, for the lack of a better word, most likely a bit befuddled about how to treat you. Because by all rights, you are still very green and very new, but you all have capabilities that are far surpassing where you should be, were you any other class. This was not kidding. You are all exceptional. Don't sell yourself short on that.
I have heard stories from certain people in town of previous classes of wardens almost always having at least one or two who misuse their arms against those who do not have them, and reaping the consequences.
And yet here you all
I
are.
could not imagine any member of our class doing so.
That is the point. So far, you have all outlasted anyone's expectations. They perhaps Valdris's, and for him, maybe it was even hope rather than expectation. So, wardens currently, well, they want to help you, and they want you to be the adults that we're talking about, but at the same time, there is an innate thing in them where to them, having been out in the field for sometimes decades, you are but children yet. So, it is not perhaps a full excuse, but maybe a bit of an explanation.
It is the truth. Your class is quite gifted. And ahead of the par. But don't let that go to your head. You have much to learn. And the only major thing you lack from other classes and some of the freshman wardens is experience. Though you are quickly obtaining that. The Forge Breaker was not your standard proto-arms user. It wasn't a simple investigate, hunt down, and retrieve. It was...
I would argue it became a worst-case scenario.
Yes. It became personal, and then objectively more or less a magic beast within our walls. Is there anything else anyone wants to add? Wanted to...
If it was like a magic beast, is there any risk of propagation?
That is still being investigated. It is highly unlikely.
Noted.
To be transparent with you, what was left in the room, and Mira was there to witness it, was the scrawlings and detritus of a single lone person.
Oh, no. I mean, the thing that it became, that person became, when it stopped being a person. Is there any risk of that propagating? On the caravans, sometimes they tell stories where you kill a magibeast and a bunch of pods pour out.
I do not think that is possible this time around.
No. I believe you were there.
Noted.
The body was well eviscerated and torched. Cremated. In the end, it was a pile of ash with no additional pods running around.
Noted.
And there are no signs of anything having come from it earlier before it was detained or handled.
Hmm.
All right. You all are dismissed. Thank you for your candor.
Appreciate it.
Sabine!
Yes.
When you have a chance today, there is
Morning, Clink.
discussion we have to have.
Morning. It's morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
good morning.
Or just about to be afternoon. I don't
believe
know
most
anymore.
Mira,
are down in the gathering area for a drill.
as if I may have a moment
Or some practical lessons.
with Mira.
Practical drills with Hayden, I think it is.
Oh, that must be really good.
I'll come find you.
Whenever
you are ready. I'll
Is
be in the
your family
library.
safe, Isaac?
Yes, ma'am.
You had a radio, correct?
The
Last
thing that I
week.
consider now would be
Sorry.
my old unit. I have not
Yes.
heard anything from them.
And you spent your time on the roofs,
Mother and father.
I assume. That's usually where I see
Yes.
you.
Years ago.
Did you not have anything to add to what the others said?
And I don't know how many I've lost since I've been here.
Lines of communication were kept clear and brief for the most part.
Officer. When Ashbourne, first attacked me,
The location that the twins decided
just
to
for a simple yes or
pull
no,
up in
they were all right. I haven't heard
to try to
anything
beat
since.
the breaker out
But
was
I don't
less than
expect to
optimal.
either.
Got a few
Seems
of us
that
hurt.
would be, well,
We couldn't
using the
easily
veil to talk
reach
about
them because of
military
the
antics.
glass awning that was in the way.
Worth a shot either way.
In some ways, it's better that they didn't respond.
Do you think the
I do
twins
not believe that man has
believe
the
this also?
ability to not read other people's minds.
After the fact?
When I brought it up to them, they refuted this idea. Said that it was better to stay there, despite the fact that those on Overwatch could not quickly reach them or fire upon the breaker if he was spotted. And those below were stuck in close quarters. It was a small alley, after all.
It's an accurate observation.
It made keeping lines of sight on them difficult, to put it simply.
I say observation, but in practice, that is accurate. Do not let this keep you from speaking up. Use your voice. If you see things like this, then say something. I'm not blaming you in any way. Mm.
Otherwise, I'm in no position to be giving orders or complaining too much.
I see.
It's their idea, so I follow the plan. Simple as that.
Good. Even though you may not think the plan is optimal, going against it can cause more problems. Thank you.
Yes. Especially when a key part of the plan is telling you no.
You may go.
May I go now?
Yes. Well, that went well.
Isaac,
Yeah.
have you seen where Voldris is?
No, I don't, actually. It's alright.
Was that during the lesson, or was that during the thing afterwards? Because I'm just talking at this point. I have no idea why I'm so loud. Anyways, there's ways for you to turn down individual voices on the client side, so it can be adjusted. I will look at it. That's the wrong menu. Testing, and... So you see, the purpose of a core is to channel the mana from it and manifest what you want. Yeah, that seems fine. I think that went well. Come in.
Sorry. I was just going to ask, have you seen Voldris, but I don't think you have, so...
No, I have not seen Valjas since class ended.
Ah, I see.
Have you tried his office?
Sorry. I have tried his office and he's not there, so I assume he's probably gone out for lunch or something. I don't know.
Quite possible.
Yeah. Thank you for the lesson.
I heard the bakery has fantastic, where they, what do you call the little pie things? They're putting mango in them. Sounds delicious. I'm gonna go try that. Yes. Well, I mean, specific pastry. Tart. Is it a tart? Might be a tart. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. They were also doing like a chicken sandwich. It was nice.
Chicken does sound good.
Filling.
See how the sparring is going.
They seem to be doing well.
Oh, good. Things should definitely start to get a little more spicy now that people start encoding their cores. Do you know what you're starting with? Do you know what you're starting with? First kind of rune, first kind of spell?
I have no idea.
I'm sure it'll come to you.
Not bad.
Hey, not bad. That's good.
Pass out from mana exhaustion?
Hell yeah.
Thank you for the follow, machine gun.
Could just mean you're attuning better to your core now.
Don't slow
down while talking.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Really.
Okay.
I've noticed a consistent issue.
How are they doing?
I'm okay. Hey, I'm okay.
Just sit down. Just sit down. Just go sit down. How's that? So you
Mm,
know
good.
what's gonna happen.
That's a good idea.
Good job, you two.
Well, I am chomping at the bit, as they say, to see what they come up with over the next week and start applying it.
As am I.
easy as it should be.
It can be.
I should stop by Reginald to make sure he knows that this class is going to start encoding.
I'm not gonna pass out forward.
Okay.
Pass out
Be
on this side
mindful if you
either.
pass out backwards. Your skull will hit
Sideways
forward.
Farmer wouldn't be too bad.
I'm not gonna.
What?
Alright, you know
Not
what?
sideways.
I'm fine. I don't need. I'm not gonna pass out.
We can track, which is why it's good to.
If you're gonna
There's
pass
no
out,
shame in
pass out
passing
sideways.
out.
As much as you can. Actually, case in point on that. That's why I have these one set of
Simulation, begin.
I'm testing to see which one would be the best one.
I see.
Order for consistency. But it's good that you have that information now.
What the? Oh, that's what they meant by white characters things.
Yeah, but the lizard thing. After I noticed the issue in the first place.
Yeah. They're fast.
From what I had observed so far, it has been experiencing increased power draw during combative situations. And then following that, it drains extremely quickly.
That's not good.
White one right off the bat.
Only get around 30 seconds or
That's
so
really not good. I hope they notice it soon.
You alright, Ionessa?
No, we're not supposed to help. Oh well. I'm sure it's fine.
Got bigger fish to fry right now.
They don't even see it.
Expecting, more elements to come in.
I believe that raptor is doing more damage to it than them.
Of course.
They're a bit outmatched, outnumbered right now.
Heavily
They're
armored.
not yet outnumbered.
Probably have to bait into hitting before you can hit the underside. Likes to charge. More than likely he'll get spray as it's running by.
You could try rapidly try and keep
Take a leg out though if you're strong enough. Immobilize it pretty damn quick. Those legs look pretty. Well, at least the joint looks pretty small.
Axel is a bit too tall
Otherwise,
to easily maneuver
I'm just trying to keep an eye out.
smaller paws.
Are these using foci cells or design
Got a lot of
foci?
heft behind them for the big ones, though.
These are using design foci, yeah.
The moment that one gets close, like you just saw, you see it kind of pivot a little bit. Power regenerate. On contact.
Just letting you know your mom is sat outside, well, standing outside the gates.
Okay, I think something else is going on.
She's waiting, like, she's gonna wait for you
You might
to
be
finish your
having some
training
sort
off.
of ambient electricity drain
Just
going
letting
on
you know
right
that
now.
she's out there.
You might be draining from your own power source.
Good to go.
Thank you.
Nothing wrong in just getting into a bit of training.
Conversation with her.
You see how this is
Oh?
one side now? You actually drained from one of
Yes,
them
it is.
I would say it is
Sure thing.
roughly noon now.
Is that not expected?
No.
Yeah.
There's no shame on passing on
I can actually tell I have
the training for
Perhaps you should bring her food from the cafeteria
now, so I can tell.
before you leave the
I
school.
can hear it becoming a bit quieter
Not a bad idea.
compared to the other two.
Alright, I'm gonna go be good. Going to be a good host.
Alright, which long one in the corner are we talking about here?
You bring it closer. Indeed.
Yeah, I know
The
that's the
non-shot
point.
one? Yes, I see it. Yes.
Yes, it is becoming quieter.
I like to compare my family to that thing.
That is not good.
You are. Quite so what is causing that? That's actually quite interesting. How did you set up your foci exactly?
It is installed in some of the armaments that I have separate of the weaponry.
Your personality doesn't match.
But what
I don't
did
know about
you
you and the
focus
rest
it
of your
towards?
family, though.
How did you calibrate it?
Usually the comments to my sister.
What are you trying to...
Well, I'm going to check on the candidates in the library.
I need to stand up. I
See
think.
how their rune search is going.
Very well.
Using you as bait will only kill you.
That's the movement stuff that I need to figure out, though. We call that.
Has there ever been any complications in doing this? Or was this
If you
method
wait too
generally
long,
foolproof?
then when you administer this procedure,
Afternoon. All is well?
Mr. Yes, Mr. Paz is just talking with a student in there.
Mm. Ah. Right. I'll leave them be. Well, I hope the lesson went well. I know I keep saying that. Just the other hand. Oh my god, how does the chair work? There we go. Thank you, Kay. Yes, Opal played by Oracle. Fantastic role player. Let's see here. So, seeing the fact that makes a warden, course attunement, casting or should have been. Class is a turning point for warden candidates, efficiency. Where everything was willy-nilly, open to creativity. From here on, there's a right and a wrong way. Risk, efficiency of coding, the purpose behind casting, why is it important? Pulls from stamina, pulls from life. Synchronizing takes a year, encoding takes a week. Stylus, space rune. Time, 3 things, yeah. Yeah, I did skip that, but a question came up that helped me answer that, so that was good. Though I think it was just Lunali at the end. Uh-oh. Is there anyone over there with the word in general? That is Mr. Carbillo. Gregory. Oh, bother. Waiting to see if fireworks will fly.
I'm hoping to get a chance to speak with the headmaster.
Oh, yes. Well, with Gregory and Lazarus, it'll be either a very short meeting or a very long meeting. And knowing what has happened, let's hope for short.
I'm not confident in the odds. Oh.
Like I said, short. Run him down.
Headmaster Voldris?
Yes,
Osiris said that you wanted him to join us on the upcoming expedition, me and Paz.
that is correct.
Does that mean you want
I hope they're not harassing our students.
No need to know.
Okay, that was weird. I heard a click when I paused it. Um...
Did you need to talk to Mr. Paz earlier?
Oh, no. I was simply seeing if there were any candidates in the library doing research on runes.
Oh.
They're all off
Oh.
playing with simulations right now instead of working on things that are rather time sensitive, so...
Given how close the upcoming expedition is, a lot of things are kind of time sensitive.
Yes, but there
At
is...
least it's something that they're progressing with.
There are clear priorities. They have been able to play with quite a few simulations already. This is their first opportunity to begin encoding.
Right. Sorry. I overstepped.
You did not overstep. I'm a very opinionated person. It's not the first time I've gone through this process or watched a class go through this process.
Well, if it's any consolation, they're certainly not taking the easy route.
No, they're not.
I didn't realize the simulations were quite so lifelike.
It's necessary. And trust me, out in the field, when you see a magic beast that close, you realize that as real as the simulation looks to you, it is far more real. Out in the wastelands. I'm not in any way discounting your experience. I hope that a simulation is the only distance you ever get to. Anything like that.
Regardless, though, they still have a few weeks, so I'm sure
Mm.
they'll have time to at least begin on the encoding.
Yes. If they start sometime this week, they should be able to fit a 3 or 4 spells onto their cores in time.
Right. If you'll excuse me.
Of course.
Yes. I will talk to Osiris. They will be brought up to speed.
I also double-checked with Headmaster Volgus.
Very good. I will have a short talk.
Oh, okay. Did I go let Osiris know?
They know. They are also busy in the medley, so let them be for now.
Right.
So, how are you holding up?
I'm holding up well. I have much criticism for the way that the Forge Breaker situation was handled. Mostly outside of the school. Lazarus was quite disappointing. And in the combination of factors that put us where we were, with Valdris I guess rightfully so concerned about his wife being out of the chain of command, and Talus also being occupied. There was quite a gap between the warden chain of command and the school's chain of command. Admittedly, I did not step up, but no candidate deaths.
Not on you to do so.
I disagree. As a previous captain and teacher to these candidates, I am part of that chain of command. Sorry.
You think do you still wish to be a captain in some ways? Still out there fighting the good fight? Instead of being in here answering questions such as, what is the weirdest rune you've ever seen?
At Vivian, I was warden captain. Led one of the best teams of wardens out of all the cities. And at the same time, taught. Be it at an orphanage with children far removed from any of the realities of the world. But I was more than able to lead my wardens to any task that was placed before us and raise, help guide, and make hearty the children that are going to grow up in this reality that we have. The answer to your question is yes. But if I wasn't here, then there'd be some instructor spending most of the class talking about scrawlings of comedic runes they have seen in the margins of books they've been forced to read, all while letting these candidates go out into the world not prepared. Then you have candidates like that one, which something tells me she's already far too prepared for this world.
Something about her have seen around. I would not be surprised if she is from... Well, I know for a fact she is from this area.
Yes.
Her files say so. You know, it's not an easy thing to explain to oneself. What your purpose is, of what best place for you is. And I think that if there is something telling you that you could do better, doesn't necessarily mean what you are doing right now is wrong. There's no such thing as perfection. The moment you think something you've done is perfect is the moment you don't see the errors you've made.
I agree in the fact that
Yes?
I was going to say, I agree in the fact that perfection is unobtainable, especially in the flawed world that we're in. But there is a right and a wrong. One should not strive to be perfect, but one should, at all costs, make the right decisions, do the right things.
There are a lot of analogies. You can call it puzzles, you can call it gears, cogs in a machine. We all have parts.
Now that it's so bright, I feel like it's going to be evening before we know it.
Yeah. Oh well. Good on the
in where we are, where we fit, and we are best needed. And while you could fill some other role, and you even might want that, doesn't necessarily mean that is where you fit in the best. Your classes are important. Very, very important. The number of deaths I've seen from a misuse of runes is concerning in a lot of ways. People are reaching, making careless mistakes. Not even directly, but being out in the field and expecting something to do one thing and it doesn't quite do it that way. It hurts not only them, but others with them. So, classes are as important as any other, really. We're lucky to have you here. Especially with this group.
Yes. In fact, I don't even know if any of the other instructors have experience as a captain. I mean, countless years as wardens, of course.
And so every inch of your body might odd.
Hmm.
Every inch of your body might scream that you should be there, you should be captaining again. And perhaps in a place or two, it might even end up being correct. Was communication a poor factor in this case? Certainly. There was chaos in the strangest of ways. It was a group of people standing around, all of them ready for something, without anyone knowing what to do when the thing will happen. Other than be ready. Ready to do what? The hell knows. So yes, we will definitely need to make sure that things next time are not as messy. Learn just we always do.
Are you... Denali.
Oh. Pass, I have a requisition I wanted to make for the next step of my research that I've been doing. I need
What
to
would it
get
be?
a few pieces of light quartz. I've worked with water and fire. The next thing I need to work on is based off of magic I already know.
Should be doable. Get it to me in writing, and I should be able to assist you.
Okay.
And if you can write out
Mm-hmm.
what you plan to do with it so we have on record of why we're giving it out.
Apologies for the delay.
I will make sure
There
to
was
do
no
that.
delay.
Incidentally, just because this one might be the results could be a bit more flashy than the previous two. Is there somewhere that can be, I guess, worked on behind it? Protection, or in worries of if there's any unexpected magical reactions.
Most likely, the engineering bay, I think, would be a very
Yes.
good place for it.
There are
It has solid walls.
eye shields and face shields and solid walls if it gets that big. Heavy coats.
Too big, but
Mm.
I need to finish applying what was taught in class before I can start on this anyways. But it is...
Of course.
If this works, I am hoping it can be applied to the field. Because the microscope worked out quite well.
Mm.
Which
I would do it in the engineering bay.
Okay.
Yes.
Just in case. As far as I'm aware, the other times that it has exhibited its outpouring of its element, it didn't result in any harmful byproducts, but just in case, is there a way to detect that we have on campus?
It's quite a specific ask.
I don't believe
Let me give it a
should
little bit
produce
of
anything
thought.
like that, but just in case, I want to be able to monitor for that.
There might not be a way to detect, but potentially a way to protect yourself if it does happen. I will look through some equipment we have and see what could be best for you.
Okay.
I want to check with Clink. He's rather familiar with them.
I had asked him, and he said that it was more of a talk to
Ah.
magic and core
Interesting. Okay.
That was.
There are some instruments that can do something of the like, but I need to figure out what would best apply to this case.
I guess to just I'll get it in more writing, but because it's a material that grows around specifically casting foci within ore deposits, I am trying to explore the extent of what this relationship between the materials are. And while it is likely, if it works the way I am hoping it might, one use, whereas a core is reusable, a quartz could be one time. So once I have completed the runes for my first spell, I wish to see if I can replicate the effects as a one-use crystal. If so, there could be spells formulated for that specific purpose, and augment the supplies that wardens could take into the field.
Worthwhile? I will definitely see what I can help you with.
That because it is not explicitly casting foci, that there is the possible worry that such reactions, if successful, could result in dirty mana. So I want to be able to confirm whether or not it would do that. When it is breaking down into its element on its own, it does not appear to. But I do not know if that would change if it is
I have to find
a controlled release.
Cool. Intensity reader that can. Maybe if that reacts.
Regardless, I will clarify in more writing. But that is why I'm starting with a spell that's intended to help rather than to harm. So that if it does go awry, the likelihood of it
doesn't blow you the hell up.
Minimal.
Yes. Very good.
Face protection might be good. It might get very bright.
Get one of those welder masks.
But I probably won't be ready to start until at minimum next week, so there is time.
Very good.
Thank you, Dal.
I look forward to your results.
So are you concerned with me pulling the candidates aside?
Am I concerned with what now?
Are you concerned with me pulling those candidates aside to talk about what happened with the Forge Breaker?
Am I concerned about you doing that?
I misread your intention, I'm sorry. From what you were saying, and
Are you asking why I was with you in the class? Is that what you mean?
no, your talk of perfection and decisions and the students and everything, I'm trying to place the motivation to the conversation. And I thought maybe it was because I had pulled the candidates aside to discuss the chain of command and how everything was handled.
I believe that you had a very good reason for doing so.
Mm.
And it is not my place to question your methods. You have your way of doing things, and I will respect that. But you have seemed to be unsure of yourself lately.
Ah, yes.
And I that you think that what you are doing is not what you should be doing, not what you think you need to be at. That you are, the better, lack of a better term, unhappy. That perhaps you are seeking something that might not be attainable.
At this time, the thing that I am driven for is unobtainable. I am incapable of doing what I want to do. At least effectively. All things considered, this is the better situation. I would far rather instruct and educate the future wardens of our world than to be than to retire. So yes, I am doing. Go ahead. I've already forgotten what I was going to say. I'm bird brain, dear. Don't draw attention to the fact that I made a joke.
What I was going to say was, I stopped being a warden a very long time ago. Before most of these kids were even a twinkle in their parents' eyes. I had no interest in teaching the new generation. I had just wanted to do my own research, to uncover things from the past. There's a thing that I want to figure out why it happened and if a certain thing caused it. But as I continue to be here, and I continue to hear things that candidates would talk about, worry about, fret about, and draw incredibly wildly terrible conclusions about, I found myself being more of a advice giver. There is a weird connection between candidates and instructors. There's a divide there. I'm not sure what it is. A lot of times, cadets don't seem to want to talk of their problems to instructors, or even grab advice from them when you are the largest source of information. And so I found myself more and more being in this middle ground where I was not an instructor and seemed more easily approachable, despite my devilishly handsome looks. And so I started to act almost like a counselor to some of them. But you want to know what the funniest part of it is all?
Yes, tell me.
Not just for the cadets. Suddenly, people like you and Dusk and Talus alike.
Well, do you know what the similarity is between the missing thing that you don't, or the unseen thing between faculty and students, and you and other faculty, and you and students? Experience. These candidates have no experience. Therefore, they only have everything to prove. So, of course, they're not going to speak of their problems, speak of their shortcomings, or be forthcoming with those shortcomings, because they're trying to prove themselves. Then those of us on faculty who are veteran wardens, experienced wardens, as those hardcore military men would say, I've seen shit. I've made these decisions that these candidates have no idea they're going to have to make. And likewise, there's a very good chance that you have been where I am now. But that was in the past. I might not have been before a glimmer in my parents' eyes, but I was but a chick when you were out protecting everyone from the magic beasts. But that is just my perspective.
Perhaps you're right. There's much to be gained out of experience. And perhaps it affords me a certain level of attention. When this current class began, when we started training exercises in the keep, and we had the 7 teams. When the first team went through the simulations, and came out, I asked, well, what are you going to do now? Are you going to share this information with everyone else? Information that you have only because there's been no one else in there? Or would you like to keep it to yourselves? Because it would give you an upper hand in a competition that most students like to get into to prove themselves to instructors, as you mentioned. Every single one of them said no. We will share this information so that the next group will be better prepared.
Can be without
Down the line, every single one of them.
Every single team. All 7. Well, 6, because last one's last, of course. Interesting.
Not a single one wanted to keep things to themselves. But during all of this breaker stuff, during the events of the last few months, I have begun to see cracks in the candidates. Certain doubts seeping into their minds. Doubts about themselves, doubts about the capabilities of others, and they may recover from it shortly and realize that it wasn't right to doubt another. But I have seen it with increasing frequency because they are being thrown against things that we do not have answers for. And they will continue to be thrown at them. So you may not be a captain out in front lines, directing traffic, keeping everything together in the moment. But the world is changing at rates that has not been seen. There are new things that are cropping up every moment. And we, as instructors, staff, must do our damnedest to make sure that we can analyze it and let dispatch know they can do things, that we have answers for them, that we can assist them. And if you think about it, isn't that just another form of captaining?
Send in applications, right? There are some people who come and visit early and they do horrible things.
This is true.
They never get their application accepted.
I wouldn't do that.
No, of course not, because you're amazing, Boots.
Do I even want to know? No, I don't want to know.
It's Clink. It's just Clink things.
I don't know why Clink sent Lunali here. I mean, out of all of the instructors, they're at the top of the list. They're winning in the explosions category. And the things the man has gotten to explode, honestly, I'm impressed. But whatever. God, I hope that child doesn't explode. Anyways. If anything, it's more than just like being a captain here. Because as these candidates go out and do field training, they form their own squads. And those squads will have captains to lead their members. Which makes faculty, or at least whoever is chaperoning, more or less a general. Which is a wildly different set of responsibilities and completely different paradigm. In some ways and not in others.
with that promotion?
Again, it's a yes and no. No, I don't have a problem because having better organization and leadership will guide more people to make the right choices. But then again, no, because going from captain to general, groups of people act differently than individuals. It's probably every general's desire that each squad acts as an individual. Makes it easier to manage plans, but it's not how that works. Is this a private conversation with Osiris that I shouldn't be here for, or?
I have to bring them up to speed about the plans for our excursion.
To the ruins?
Notified of exactly what we're doing.
Oh. Well, then let's not have them wait. If they look back over here. Maybe Dusk will turn their attention. There we go. Look over here. Nope, okay. Oh, wow.
Listen. You're doing a fantastic job here, okay? You bring a value, as I said, that is indispensable.
Thank you.
It's something that is needed, and frankly, you're one of the best at it.
I know.
And as much as every part of your body wants to get in and do things, it isn't who you have to be anymore.
That's fair.
If you really, really want to, you can always go back. But it is up for you to decide where you think will fit in best going in the future. Nobody can make that decision for you. All I'll say is we are in a time now where we are running out of it. And losing any asset is detrimental.
Yes. Yes, it is.
But I will not stop you from searching for your own happiness if that's what it takes. Because in the end, you have to live with yourself. It is the only thing you have to live with.
True.
I believe that we have a duty, that we have something that we signed up for. And we must do it because there is no one else that can.
Of course.
But do not doubt yourself, your own capabilities. And it's not like this school is some sort of weird dictatorship. You see something awry, say something. Aldris will listen. I'll guarantee he'll make a change. He will listen.
Oh, he listens. He listens quite well. He listens so well, the military and established wardens are no longer allowed on campus.
Yes, well, I suspect what happened with Verona may have had a little bit of in that.
Well, that and Lazarus. Yes.
To be fair, it have a little bit of a problem of entirely way too many civilians tramping about inside.
Yeah. But again, that is the civilians are under the purview of the military.
It's a shell game that I hate.
Yes.
Wardens, military, and you have the damn Cabrillos.
There is a place for all three. There are things that we do that neither the military, the other wardens, or Carbillos handle. There are things the military handles that none of us handle. There are things that people like the Carbillo family handle that no one else handles.
And at that tightrope we have walked for what seems like decades. Perhaps centuries in a lot of ways. And somebody always oversteps their damn bounds.
Always, of course.
You have to make sure that they get back in line. Ugh. Well, my point is, keep doing what you're doing. Because you're doing it damn well.
I will try to keep getting better at what I do well.
Very good. Now, where the hell did Osiris go? Did you see which way they ran off to?
I believe they went into the campus.
That's what I thought too.
That is my best guess.
And if you ever need to talk, know where to find me.
Yes. If I ever need someone to talk to, you're all ears, I know.
I try. I try. I don't have all the answers, though. Never will.
No, you don't have to have all the answers. Oh, I don't want to be sitting out there when Lazarus comes out.
I shall wait outside then.
Understood.
Thank you. Instructor.
Candidates.
Thank you for the lesson, instructor.
Candidates. Yes, you're very welcome.
It's given me a lot to think of.
Oh, good. And if you need help finding anything, feel free to reach out to anyone, including me.
Yes, that's the plan. I have an intent for later on, but I know not the language to use for it yet.
I understand. Once you get your words put together, I'm available.
Thank you, instructor.
Yay, I'm useful. Were y'all able to hear Paz well during that conversation, or was he really, really soft? So I'm trying to figure out if I adjusted my volume on accident or if he was whispering and it didn't turn out well or what. Gracious, we're down to the last hour. It's a good day. I was thinking of quitting after class because Sizzle was dumb and ate a whole pizza. But I'm happy I didn't quit right after class. I think I did alright. Nothing is going to stop me from being paranoid, so that is how it is. There's only an hour left, so I think I'm going to go take my jacket off. And go get a pastry.
I feel like sunset should have happened a bit ago.
Yeah, but I went to Foxhole with two others. It was Peter and then it was Blythe.
You don't have to tell me everything, but I'm not.
I love the fact that there's those that have implanted their cores inside of them with no way to encode them. No. Oh my god, I hadn't even thought of that. Well, got that entire conversation. I was sitting there with Paz, and I'm trying to focus, which I did. I focused very well. But there's a portion of me looking at the diamond-shaped section of the walkway out there, and it doesn't line up with the fucking tiles. That bugs me. All right, there's a coat rack here. Believe me. Clothes. Coat. And that comes off with no armband. There you go. There you go. I'm no longer on the job. I'm so sorry. There was a hair stuck in my mouth. You know what? I'm also going to just take that in the pocket there. I don't feel like getting into my civvies. So let's go see if we can get a mango pastry. And it's already nighttime. Is it really going to be dark out when I go outside? Or is it still going to be full bright? Because there's still 55 minutes to roleplay. Survey says. Okay. It's dusk.
Impacted you.
Hey Dusk, it's dusk.
That was really scary last week.
That was very scary, but you know what? It's fucking reality. Oh. The military's out in force. I don't want to know. Fewer questions I ask, the fewer answers I have. Oh wow, I can see the train. That's cool. That is such a visual upgrade. I'm so happy. Alright. Say hello and keep running. Please be open, please be open, please be open. Oh. Damn it. Is that a button? No. That would have been super cool if it was a secret button. Maybe there's a speakeasy underneath the bakery.
Are you asleep? No. I was about to say, hey, give me some of that sleeping because goddamn, I cannot. I'm gonna be able to sleep.
A lot of people are like that.
However long the festival would last, yeah.
Good evening. Hmm? What's that?
Good evening. Forgive me, they were saying about how long the festival lasts, and I said about a month.
Yes.
Something... Oh, I see. I'll inform you later.
Learn as much as you can while you still are able to.
Yes. Yes, I'm sadly aware of that. Thank you. And forgot about it. Damn it. Why is it still doing that? I thought I swapped over to Poyomi. Oh, no, it's the frickin'... Oh, good, they're whispering now. It's the frickin', outline. Okay, I'm gonna move quickly because we only have so much time. I was planning on getting coffee and a pastry, but now the bakery's closed, so I'm gonna go do the second worst thing. What? Please tell me that was not a monitor. That was a fucking monitor. Why? Oh, that's why I'm burning up. Okay, I found the couch. Alright. One of the things I learned in college, because I majored in theater. Quick change. I know that is so unprofessional role player of me. She's sort of cute. Dummy. Okay. Let me check my height. Because some dummy did not make everyone the same height. Okay, this one does mirrors. Yeah. This one does mute. Yeah. Alright, let's go get a drink. Let's go gambling. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I also felt bad during class because I don't know anyone's name. I should probably start memorizing names. I swear, if it's dark, okay, good. Still like 20 minutes till dark, probably. Never mind. I see, said the blind man to the deaf dog as he picked up his hammer and saw. I wonder if they were able to find historical pictures to draw it correctly.
Probably.
There used to be, what are they called?
Constellations?
Symbols. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any of those out there? No, I mean right here, I mean.
Where else would I go, really?
I mean, yeah.
Also, I got word back.
Best you could do is another city.
Not tonight.
Do
It
what?
started, but nothing crazy's happening tonight.
See you.
See you.
I think they're all out there, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Did I just see someone go Naruto running? Holy hell. They are open.
Is it not open yet?
Oh, fuck! Ah!
Oh.
Hey, how you doing? What can I get for you today?
Clink, clink, clink. I've got talons, dear.
What?
You didn't hear the tick 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 as I walked across the floor.
I'm deaf and right here.
Oh. Well, if you get lost in...
7 go off right next to my head when they shot another prisoner.
Right. Wine. Do you have wine? Of course you have wine. I'd like a glass of wine,
Depends on
please.
what kind of wine you want.
Oh my god.
You looking for Pulitzer wine? Because that shit will knock you out. You looking for a regular white wine? Because that's a very nice sip. You looking for some kind of red wine? Because we can do that. Very hearty, very nice. Can go really good with the what is it called again? With the salami and crackers and cheese out in one of those plates.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie board. Yeah, one of them. Really nice. Oh, we also have fairy wine if you want to get fucked up.
White wine sounds lovely.
If you want to die.
A little bit of white wine? Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
A little bit of white wine. What can I get for you, Sharpie?
The usual.
There we go.
And how much do I owe you?
Guarantee you like, and we have 3 other bottles in the back I can get you.
All right.
I know it's not supposed to go in this drink, but I put a maraschino cherry in it because I love you. There we go.
My goodness, I feel so loved.
And Walsh, you want some sort of concoction that makes your throat burn for 3 hours straight?
Give me something gentler this time. I promised I'd sort my shit out if someone else did.
Ah, shit. All right. Lemon spritzer.
Yeah.
2 shots of limoncello. 1 shot of 1 part.
Thank you for catching the all ears bun.
Tonic and 2 parts strawberry lemonade. Hope you enjoy.
Sure. There we are.
Hey, how you 2 doing?
Hey, Cassie, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. You looking for the
That's
usual,
wonderful.
or are you trying something new? We do have a special
Oh,
today. I didn't tell these folks because I couldn't think of it yet.
Oh, well, I mean, if you have a special, who am I to say no? You come with drinks. You know what you're doing.
It's called the Alabaster Lament.
I already regret my decision, but I'm so intrigued I'm gonna have one anyway.
All right, sit on down. I'll make it for you. How about you?
This is
I'll
probably
take
gonna
one
be
of the
great for all.
One of the specials. Oh, holy shit! All right.
You're making a lot of specials today, bud.
All it is kind of like a Moscow Mule with a little bit of red, with some maraschino cherry juice. But then it's kind of paired with a lot of weird, like chili flakes, because apparently that's a really good combo. I've only had it once, so I need your guys' opinion on it. So it's slightly spicy, slightly sweet. It's kind of a weird combination. If you want to make it worse, you can add some ginger in it.
Do you have normal ginger or root ginger? What are we talking?
We got root ginger because that's the only way to do it.
I will take that.
The fuck is regular ginger?
You have some mad inventions, Cassie, and I like them all.
What is the difference between regular ginger and root ginger?
When he's saying regular ginger, he's talking about the shit that's like ground up, processed, etc., etc. We got root ginger, which is fresh, which is like I got it from the markets a few days ago.
Oh, I see.
It's a lot younger. It's a lot more fiery. It's got less of a bitter kick, more of a hot, intense fragrance.
Ah, okay. So
The mint this time because I felt like that would be a little too overbearing, too many flavors. So the spicy and sweet plus the vodka, I think that's already enough. If I added like a mint to it, I think it would be way too much. So make sure to tell me how it is. All right?
Will do. I mean, thankfully I enjoy spice, so you know.
Wonderful.
That's a good thing.
Now what's up with the matching outfits over here? Like I love the flower crown. Flowers are my favorite. Daisies, roses, the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you got any roses on you?
Buddy.
Funnily enough.
Oh my. Is she a lucky gal or is she just an associate?
What? Do you consider yourself to be lucky? Like on average, like when coin tosses?
It's oblivious. Doesn't realize that he's on a date. All right.
What?
Refills? Anyone?
Shut
up.
He couldn't see if it was right in front of it. Right in front of it. Never mind.
That's rude. That is mean.
How is that rude? How is that rude?
That is so mean.
I mean, his periphery vision is amazing, but
Thank you.
Was it?
You said that.
It's his hearing he's trying.
I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Always.
9 plus
Yeah.
10.
always. No, I want to know what comes after always, dear.
Always stupid. Like all the time. There we go.
Okay, that was anticlimactic.
That might be one of the best things you've ever given me in your entire life.
What?
There's some joke about giving him his cherry or something.
With the fucking chili flakes in it?
Dude, I can feel my throat burning. It's amazing. It's like the burn from alcohol, but better. It's like
Maybe you
wonderful.
Maybe you just really like spice. You want another one?
Maybe he's into pain.
Alright, sure.
What?
Why would this not surprise me?
What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
There we go. One part of that. One part of this.
Well,
And a maraschino dose. And
I can't choke because it's not in her character. God damn it! I want to make fun. I want to be like, yeah. The downside to a spicy drink is it doesn't leave marks.
Yeah, anything surprised me. It's been a day.
You know what? You know what? You seem like a big gruff man with those big hands. Bet they're callous as hell. I got something just for you.
It's been working, man.
You should make a drink called "It's Been a Day."
Shit, my head just hurt there for a second.
It's been a day?
That's a smart idea.
Yes. You seem like the creative drink type. Maybe you could drop something into it.
I made you something. Here we go. So, right here is a lemon spritz. However, I added a bunch of cherry juice and a little bit of juniper extract. Well, juniper syrup, excuse me. So it's a very lemony taste with a little bit of fruit punch, but also a piney twist. So give that a sip and tell me how it is.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful. Thank you. It's great.
That's a pretty good one. I like this one.
Hey, how about you sit down and enjoy it? I saw Scout, that motherfucker. You're supposed to be working today. All right.
Yeah,
what could I do? What can I do with it's been a hard day? Probably something.
No, not it. Not it's been a hard day. Just it's been a day.
Whatever is a hard day should
It's been a day?
have a bunch of tough shit in it that's gonna fuck you up.
I agree, but at the end of the day, do you want to get fucked up, or do you want to get fucked up and also enjoy your drink?
Happy fucked up. That's the one.
You just wanted to
See?
sit down and
So we
take a load off.
Yeah. So a whiskey is the baseline. Gotta do like a smoky whiskey of some kind because I feel like that would complement the end of the day, right? Maybe maybe something to do with
This is gonna say. You've mentioned your.
What goes good with whiskey? Shit. Something sweet. Something sweet.
got this weird cola kind of product in a little bit, like what is it called? Caracola or something like that. You can see them in the vending machines in the hospital. They're weird. So maybe a little bit of Coke, a little bit of that cola stuff. So whiskey, cola. I mean, I might kind of put a really
Just
raw twist on
add a
it.
line of Coke.
Could throw like cherry, like grenadine. Like cherry juice is my favorite.
No, you're kidding.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Nah. It's called lunacy. What'd you just do? What are you doing over there?
I moved forwards because I was getting out my chair. I can't see anything, Cassie.
I don't believe you.
I was trying
I don't believe you.
What? Look at me.
I can't. I might get lost in your beautiful eyes.
Would that face lie to you?
Would he even know?
Yes, it would. Okay, you're gonna try it out. All right, so a little bit of cola, a little bit of whiskey. There we go. I am going to throw. You know what? Oh, you know what? Orange syrup.
Here, see? Oh, your hair. You're right here. See?
Well,
You're gonna try it. With an orange peel in it. There we go. Got some ice. Ow. Got some ice.
Yeah, I'm aware of your existence.
Careful.
Would you like a hat?
What? Ooh, like
Take a sip.
A hat? What?
That is my hat.
This is a hat. But I can't just take your hat. This is yours.
No, you cannot. You can try it on.
So this is something that I've had in real life. It's actually a lot of things that complement each other already.
Congratulations, you are
Coca-Cola goes well with citrus, which is like lemons, oranges,
I'm
etc.,
not.
etc. But also the whiskey adds a baseline
Very
that
much
doesn't
so.
overpower the Coca-Cola or the the citrus. So it's actually very mildly pleasant drink, but you can also get very drunk off of it very fast if you're not careful.
I don't know.
I like it a lot. I drink it in real life. Excuse me, sorry, I had an aneurysm.
Someone this good at mixing drinks, I'm surprised you did time in prison.
Huh? Prison schmison.
Maybe that's where you learned it.
I just add whatever I think I would like to taste, because I love bitch drinks. How much do I owe you? Favorite.
I'm sorry, are you saying that you served me a bitch drink?
I drink it, so I'm also a bitch. All right, call it a 5 cred. You only had a couple.
That was a yes.
Yeah, close 5 cred.
Well, considering that you're probably tough as nails and you haven't lived a soft moment in your life, I think having a nice soft drink is nice. But people call them bitch drinks. I don't think you're a bitch. I think I'm a bitch, though. I'm stupid. You want a refill?
No, that'd be it for me. Let me settle up.
God, it's been a day.
Call for cred. It's been a day. I'll dedicate it to you. Sayonara, Oro. Tell your friend goodbye for me. She left already.
I will do.
Oh, never mind. She's right there. Hello, goodbye, my friend.
By the way, tomorrow I'm gonna talk with you for a while because I need your help. Yeah.
Okay. Bueno.
So, whiskey, Coke, orange what?
Syrup.
Orange
and
syrup.
a orange slice.
All right.
Mhm.
Just
Been a day.
no, I blacked out for a moment, and the voices in my head were actually demanding to recreate this or something. I don't know. Congratulations.
There's one, so if you find one, you find the rest of them. They have earpieces they speak into. I've a doubt if they're insane.
Probably both.
Probably a little bit of both.
Earpieces.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
talk
they do
with that
this.
Carbello.
Oh wow, they're dropping names out here too.
Yeah, I'm a Carbillo. What do you want from me? I'm not. You're in like the Carbillo section of the city.
I know.
Do you know the name of this bar?
The Carbillo's bar? What?
Jazz bar.
Bar
It's got a name right there, you know.
Garante? Garante?
You're being kind of an asshole right now.
Garanti? Garanti? Guarantee.
I mean, this young individual came to my store and asked for the history. I thought, as one of the members of one of the oldest families that reside in Reinhold, that she might have a lot to learn from Mr. Carbillos. So, if you would like to direct her to maybe your boss, your other people, I understand that you're at work, but I think they would have a lot to learn. They wish to learn a lot.
Oh, you just got shanghaied, I see.
For a price, little lady. You want another drink, sir?
We've done well.
Ooh, fuck my head.
Let's
Sure.
go. Sorry, sir.
It's been a day. I'll get you a bit. It's been a day.
After you.
Yeah.
Ow, where the other one?
Whiskey, a little bit of that cola. Throw in some ice cubes. Lemon
Are you
syrup,
okay, dear?
shake, and a orange slice.
More lost than I should be.
I'm sorry, you said you're more lost than you should be?
Just a whiskey.
Oh, I see.
Just a whiskey?
Did you intend to be in Reinhold?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I have been, but I am being pushed here and there, and I'm drawing up dead ends.
I see.
Spend your time here.
No.
But if you want to sit down for a second and make a plan, I don't mind.
I have one, though. You said information costs. What about just history? General history.
Well, I've been in prison for 5 years. Of course. So recent history is kind of foggy on me. I know that this city is massive, and I know that I spend the majority of it on the streets rotting away. Literally. So unfortunately, I ain't the most educated type. However,
I want to try this.
Hey, Gregory.
Oh,
I got
great.
This, lady over here looking for history and whatnot, and no better person than yourself. If you have the time, come on down to the jazz bar. I think she would love to talk to you. All right. Of course. He says he'll be around in a bit. So if you want to make yourself comfortable, then by all means.
Suppose he's not here.
Not here either.
Shall we continue to look elsewhere?
We are
Move
looking
out of
for?
the way, Jesse. I don't.
Mal.
Our cohort Mal.
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
Nothing serious.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no. Don't worry about it. I don't know where they are.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
Understood.
Last time I saw Mal was in the water creek about a little bit ago.
The what?
We're next to the water area. I saw them in
The harbor?
Yeah, the harbor 10 minutes ago.
Understood.
They were
Thank
having
you.
a headache though, so might have
okay.
it's a blink.
In hindsight, I really should have organized these bottles alphabetically.
Sounds like a smart idea.
Wait a minute. How the fuck do I even get these things out? There's two bars here. I can't pull them this way because I'll break it. I can't pull it this way because I'll break it.
Are you sure it's not like? Are you sure it's not like a,
What is this bullshit?
a sliding mechanism? You can pull it up.
Can you move the bar?
No, I can't. Can't move the fucking. What the fuck?
Well, I guess you can only serve it one bottle at a time.
Spin the bottles.
What?
You have to spin the end bottle. I've seen that type of building.
Oh my gosh, she's so smart.
Huh.
Put it back in. See? That's why she's looking for history, because she's the smart type.
My question is, if you're complaining about having put them in not in alphabetical order, how did you put them in the first place?
Look, there's plot holes that we don't look into. Just leave it be.
You were fucking reaching into the hole here.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Here, have another drink.
Damn,
Just hope.
did it go well?
Ah, great.
I was told to wait for his boss.
Gregory has not come by yet.
Oh, from the big man himself.
She's good.
If you got other things to do, I'll just tell him that you wandered off. Don't worry about it. Oh, holy shit, he's right there.
Mr. Godfellow! Good to see you!
Good to have you. So, what can I do for all of you? What is the matter, Cassie?
Mister, can I make you the special today? I'm very proud of it.
Feel free. Go ahead and poison me.
Yes. Okay, but she wants to talk to you first.
The best way to work out.
That would
Alright.
be me.
I'll go get us a
Close,
seat if you can grab us a
What can I
drink.
do for you?
Sure, what's your poison?
I was
I'll
going
take
to
anything
do
that's a little
the
bit fruity.
Carbelos.
Anything that's a little less. I'm not really big into hot.
I'm
Come here.
not
I
from
got you
here.
something. Come here.
I
Cameron.
happened,
Cameron.
And I this guy rather
Yes,
mostly,
yes,
so
yes,
I
let me
can
help you.
go
Come on,
back
boss.
and tell stories.
2 shots worth of limoncello. One part of the
Get to me
lemon
right now.
tonic
How much you need?
and 2 parts strawberry lemonade. Lemon spritzer.
Give it to me. But what for my lady friend here? She needs something else. What do you take?
I'll make you one
More
too.
hot stuff? I'm going for a lighter drink myself.
Ask for it with the cherry, you'll make his day.
She likes hotter stuff, Mr. Cassidy.
Right here. Take a look at it, and then he throws a maraschino cherry in it.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. How much do I cost you?
Just call it 2 cred. How about you?
Something's not enough to nurse bruised ribs.
Oh, he pushes the specials forward. Take a look at this. So we got 2 specials today, thanks to her. One is the Alabaster
thank you.
Lament, and then the other one is It's Been a Day. Would you like to
take
know
the
what
last one.
they are? It's been a
I'll
day.
take the last one.
So
It's been a day.
It's Been a Day is whiskey, cola. Then I put some orange syrup in there with a orange slice. Top it all off with some ice. Stir it around. It's real nice, like.
I'll take that.
That sounds nice. I'll definitely get the job done.
Take one.
Oh, sir, I didn't know you were a hard liquor sort.
And the other one.
You seem more exotic.
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
I sure hope I'm getting a cut of the sales.
You got your lemon spritzer. Here is
I
your.
do. It's lovely.
It's been a day.
I might come back for seconds.
Don't mind.
Wanna go take a seat?
Here you go. Orange syrup. Put the orange slice.
Let's go take a seat.
There we go. Throw some ice in there. Good.
Mr.
Stir,
Campbell,
stir,
you don't
stir.
mind us joining
There you go, sir.
Oh, no, by all means. We're telling about history.
No
and
payment.
we're talking about the aspect
Yes.
of
Appreciate it. Just two credit.
I brought her here with the idea to speak to you.
There we go.
blessed of two titled wardens.
How about you two?
Specifically.
Stitch. I'm sorry for the whiskey.
Quite an honor to have you, but still.
Oh, just a straight
kind of-
whiskey?
you
Just
said
one, Craig,
general
all good.
history, anything specified of that has history of individuals, history of what else?
Reinhold City.
Well, I was so
Take this
that
back to my
you
boss.
What do you want to do
was
now,
one of the
now that you're
oldest.
here and no longer warden
Would
out?
I be able to learn
Oldest.
about the
Out of family.
I'll ask him in the after lobby. The thing is, the whiskey and rum have two very different flavors. Because, from my understanding, whiskey is very smoky, right? And rum is very plain. At least from what I remember. I actually prefer rum and vodka. Actually, I'm one of the weird ones. I like tequila.
The Carbilos in itself have been one of the
So it would definitely dramatically change the flavor of it. I wonder if the...
You want something else? How you feeling?
I was just pondering, because, I mean, the whiskey's quite smoky. Yeah, I was wondering how different it would be to put rum instead of a whiskey. But then I realized it would just be a completely different drink.
Let's figure it out.
Oh god, no! No, this is my fourth drink! No! This is bad!
Parish.
No, we don't have parishes, we have cities.
Shush. You know exactly what I mean. Do you want to drink it or am I going to drink it? Pick.
I can if needed. I know for a fact
You drink it, because I still have this one after I finish this wine.
All right, wonderful.
finish out documentation at the
And?
I'm going to be completely fucking honest. This is like one of the best things I've ever had.
Oh, okay, rum works then.
I'm going to call this one, it's going to be a day.
There you go. Yes, so I guess more bright and... Yeah.
How about you? How you looking?
I thought couriers would be great for my line of business. So
Finish me off with something random.
You indecisive bitch. Do you want? All right, so I keep on deciding for you.
Hold on.
What do you want? What?
Make him the night is young... never mind, I can't word. Right. Not.
She had one too many.
Fuck you.
Making a magic missile.
Sure, that works. Magic
Wait, I decided for you. Fuck you. Never mind. I ain't doing that.
Yo, fuck you. I want a magic missile.
Hope you have a good rest here night. And I
Do it yourself.
I do.
I expect trouble outside the city, but when it comes in the city, I'm shaken to my core. This is supposed to be protecting people, you know? Giant shield, what's it good for?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Gin.
You can go blame the
Juniper
Ash
syrup.
for stuff like that.
Very, very sweet lemon lime tonic.
God, this gonna taste like biting a tree. Holy fuck.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm. That's exactly it. Oh wait, no.
You know what? Here's some juniper... Here's some juniper liquor. What would make it more juniper? Oh, juniper.
Exactly.
Oh god,
I love pine trees. Fuck, I'm just gonna give you a mystery drink.
I love pine trees.
Alright, sure.
Is it the bark or the sap?
I don't know. I'm gonna put a little bit of glitter in there. So you know those weird like D&D potions that you see on Pinterest, where it's just like a bunch of sparkles.
What is D&D? What is... I have so many questions here. What voodoo bullshit are you talking about?
You're gonna kill me.
I don't fucking know.
Is that like a pin cushion that you pin pictures to?
I'm gonna hop over this counter.
It's withdrawal symptoms. It's not
Roll
like,
d20 for me.
like alcohol.
Actually,
Sure.
by all means, still need to make sure the pressure level step it back into you. Make sure that you're functioning properly.
Can't do it.
I'm dry heaving. It's okay.
What if it's during the evening?
Genesis.
No one's really coming.
You want to?
Have you ever been in a hot tub
with
with really, really fine bubbles and they're like going up past you?
As long as I work really hard in the morning
Yeah.
and midday.
And you can feel like the bubbles going across your skin? That's exactly how you're feeling right now.
That is so specific.
The drink was
Sorry.
good. A
I
little
feel weird.
spicy for me, but the drink was
I
good.
appreciate anything that
Very good.
anyone willing to offer helps me out a lot.
That's good fucking shit out of me.
That's an instructor, you know.
Yeah?
Wait, is that an instructor? You know, I haven't antagonized you at all since you've gotten here.
Dusk over there.
God, I'm chopped liver tonight. That's fine by me.
And mother's name is Clips.
I have literally
You've been talking the entire time I've been here.
Yeah, but Dusk gets the special attention because he's an instructor.
You're proud of that one. You're real proud of that one. I can tell.
I heard if you had that right.
You're so satisfied with that one. That one's really.
Welsh?
Really working.
Unless you buy a drink, you're loitering.
I'm gonna piss on your glasses.
Hey,
No, you're not.
None of that type in here. We're trying to have a nice, respectable evening, we are. No pissing on.
I want to hear from somebody who's not even sitting on the chair. Get out. Come on. Come buy a drink.
He has good thighs, Cassie. Leave him alone. He's gotta be. If you got him, you got him.
Yes, I fixed it.
All right, who has a sledgehammer on the back?
Oh God, is it gonna always do 18 now?
I'm gonna whip it out.
Do another one. See if it does
Don't you fucking dare.
18 again. I don't know if there's a cooldown or not.
His hand down his pants. Middle finger comes out.
Oh my God.
I'm a little bit of a lightweight.
Okay. Sticks hand on my back. Sledgehammer comes out. Stop it.
It's stuck.
Believe you're that much
Stuck
of a
in the zipper.
lightweight.
Fucking dumbass.
It was a really good.
How much
drink.
do I
I
owe?
think I want another one.
You had 2 drinks, yeah?
3.
Another one. I don't want to go up there.
3?
He's got his bits up.
5 cred.
I really don't need that today.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Very indeed.
Sure.
Same for you because I gave you that drink on a whim. You didn't order it.
I need another drink.
I'm
Thank
taking
you.
my foot off a stool.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
I would like a refill, please.
A refill. How about you?
Same.
Mind if I use the same glasses?
Go ahead.
Sure, sir. Go ahead.
Of course.
Ooh, fancy establishment.
Been a
Sugar around
day.
the rim, I'd appreciate that if you could.
Are you gonna try? Are you trying to
you
go
like
into like a
honeybee?
like Jesus?
Yeah.
You're going into shock. These already so
Here
sweet.
I am. I'm having a good day. How about you try putting some sugar around the rim of your flask? You'd have a better day.
I'm never having a good day.
There you
Well,
go.
then maybe you should start
Been
doing
a
that.
day and a
years.
lemon spritzer.
Thank
You
you
were
so
reaching
much.
for my glass, weren't you?
Of course.
Yeah, I was gonna take your claws and drink them both. That's what I was gonna do. You're right. So, has there been any bands
She looks like a
currently come through
custodian
here?
from fucking tights. I was that loud.
suppose
Excuse
not.
me.
That'll be me
What? I wasn't paying attention.
eventually when I get the people
Oh, you're
together
part of
for
the
it.
band. So what are you gonna play? The blues?
I'm starting an
A mixture
innovative
of
new
jazz
genre
and
called
funk.
rock
I
and
call
roll.
it junk.
Looking for a refill?
Oh, rock and roll. That's not bad. That'll
Please.
liven things up.
Got it.
We're starting a new band. It's called No Truce with the Future.
No truce with the
Truce with
future.
That stays with you. Yeah, that's a good one.
Exactly.
Probably being the bartender is reading the room.
Play a new, innovative new genre.
Wonder what's
called
going on with
rock
that
and
guy.
roll. It's really gonna reshape
Which one?
society as a whole, I think.
Luis shapes.
Gentleman at the end.
There's no truce to the future. There's no guarantees with that, though.
There you go.
True.
Our secret is that
who
we
are your
sound
members
like
of your
shit in a
band?
good way. Right now, me.
He is the quiet type. Difficult to read,
Yeah, of course.
One triangle.
but has a
He wants to be quiet.
air of knowledge about him.
I ain't gonna poke him.
No, you don't want to poke him.
And Bun is on Triangle.
Hey, considering that he's a professor? Shit.
Yes. Imagine serving a professor.
Who's this?
Candidate's mother.
Nah, he's probably a professor for good reason. take them off, he might take my head off. Ma'am?
I'm a little too gay for that particular jet.
I haven't seen you at all. No loitering. Buy a drink and sit down.
I'm at a Wolf Coach earlier and I was trying to be courteous to fuck, see, I can't
All right, we got a whole wide range of things. Also you, I'll get to you in a second. We got lemon spritzer. We got it's been a day. No,
No, it's been a day.
It's been a day.
And also it's going to be a day.
It's going to be a day. And then we look
God,
at the, what's the other one? The Alabaster Lament.
I should moonlight here.
Describe what they are.
No.
Describe it.
Which one piece
Describe your.
Okay.
Out of all of those, describe your most popular one.
Lemon spritzer. The lemon spritzer has got a lemon lime sweet tonic paired with a strawberry lemonade, and then it has 2 shots of limoncello in it. 2-part, 1-part, 2-part.
I will take that.
And a cherry on top.
How about you? Oh, you're looking. Hold on, I might have some.
So long as they're not relegated to the upper class.
That's fair. That's not bad. How does that meeting like this?
Got ice in it too. You want it straight or with ice?
According to the 2 wheels I spin, I'm a capitalist feminist
Oh,
today.
You, I'm talking to you.
Without ice. Without ice.
Guys.
Hey, I'm gonna start fighting for women's rights.
Wait, there's inequality in this world? Oh shit. Okay. Here you go. You got your drink.
My bet is tomorrow
He
I'll
doesn't
probably be
see
like, I don't know, like an
Okay.
like
Fine.
an
You got your drink.
anarchist
Now you can
misogynist,
loiter. All right.
probably.
How about you?
All right.
You looking kind of tired. You all right?
I mean, it sounds
I'm
good.
a misogynist. I was a communist the other day.
To be completely honest.
Luck with that one, my friend.
How about this?
I was in here talking about the
Here
proletariat.
it is, Mom. Do you believe in women's suffrage?
Instead of a whiskey on the rocks, how about something that you
why are we
enjoy?
suffering?
Something with a lot of
Suffrage. It's not
electrolytes and
suffrage.
whatnot,
It's
but also a little bit of
suffrage.
alcohol.
I quite like whiskey.
Women's suffrage. The only reason I support it
You
is
want
because
whiskey?
it means women's suffrage.
We did make a drink. We made a drink today.
I believe in women's rights and that I believe
It's
everything
called-
women do is right.
It's been a day.
And I'm allowed to say
He's a
that.
true
because
It's
ally.
I'm
got
a gay
whiskey.
man.
It's got
Hi.
cola. It's
saw
also
you
got
earlier.
orange
I'm-
syrup
I'm
and an
also
orange
interested
slice.
in
I'm sorry.
No, an orange slice.
I'm Ionessa.
I'm
I'm one of his classmates.
I'll go heavy.
Nice to meet you. I'm
Yeah, I'll go
Quill.
heavy on the whiskey, so you know it's.
Nice to meet you, Quill. If
it's,
that's informal
I've
of me
been
to call
thinking
you.
about. It's been
Actually, much
I'm a
anyway.
misogynist
Absolutely. You can call me
today.
Quill. You can call me Mama DeMayo.
all right. It's just been a big.
I'm thinking of doing a streamathon for my birthday.
DeMayo.
And
Oh.
if I raise enough, I should try this.
Didn't know
Oh, would you look at that?
last
Your
name.
drink is way popular.
It is. We should start talking about what my cut is.
I'll give you 2
Do
credits
the
for the
rest
day.
of you do that?
2 credits per drink? Sure.
Ice cube.
He's a musician.
No.
I don't take any offense to it. So what's your band's name? Is that a band?
There you go. Here you go.
Yeah, it's no truth in the future.
That's understandable. I hope you two have been having a good time here.
How much?
I feel like it's
Second
audio.
drink getting to you.
You seem like you're having a rough day. Just call
Kinda
one back.
winding down. We were spending some time out and about, but he got called, so I
And how about you,
just
sir?
told him I'd
Looking
go
for a
wandering,
refill,
and
or
here
you're
I
just
am.
good for the
Found a
night?
bar, of course I did.
Was Champagne Reality.
One more for me.
This is a really good one.
Champagne reality.
The music and all that.
Let's go with that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How about
The shot myself.
you cover my tab and we'll call it a day.
I need something that makes a statement.
What about fucking company?
Sure.
All right.
Oh, sure, I wouldn't mind. I'm just gonna take a shot and go because
All right. Rounds for everyone, I guess.
5 credits.
Oh, I didn't hear the joke. Oh well.
This is great. I love this.
Dankeschön.
She's cooking something. It's gonna be great.
Just thinking about it. Yeah.
I mean, I have a couple
Hey.
ideas.
Do you guys have lime shots? For-
Lime shots.
My
Okay.
chemical
Yeah,
tragedy.
I'm sorry. Something with like alcohol in it. This is what I mean. Something that hits hard, but with
Oh, something that hits hard and has been very popular recently has been the lemon spritzer. 2 shots of limoncello, 1 part lemon lime sweet tonic, and then 2 parts strawberry lemonade. Very
Hangover was
citrusy.
another one I was thinking about.
could I have that, please?
That's too specific.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Are you looking for it to be real
Like too
heavy? Because I
specific,
can
like
add an extra
Yeah.
shot of cello into it.
What about the band at the end of the way?
All right, sure.
What if you try to do
Hell, if you ask me nice enough, I'll put it in a pint
another
glass.
another
There
language?
you go.
A what?
Glass.
It comes in pints.
Could be cool.
Cello. 1, 2, 3. Well, it can if you want it to. There we go.
Oh, fair.
Put the strawberry lime. There we go. Ha, catch. Perfect. And then we throw the tonic in there.
It just needs the sound catch.
There we
It
go.
doesn't need to be.
You want the
it doesn't
optional
need to be something.
maraschino cherry?
No, thank you. I'm good.
Got it. All right, you're doing well. You're doing well. Unless you're not doing well. Those.
Hey, buddy, if you had a band name, what would you call it? Well, we're cooking up band names over here.
Rock Bottom Elementary.
That's not. That's a school, and that's a horrible school's name.
That sounds
I
like
would
the
not
one
send
you
my
went to,
children there.
Casey.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Wow. Ascension Rosewood Academy.
That's not even. We're going for schools. We're going for bands. We're going for schools.
And the students would and like the bass that the people who play the guitar.
Cassie, shut up, Cassie. They'll find us, Cassie. They'll find us. You can't say that. They'll find us.
And there'll be like 3 lyricists, and they'll all be called wardens. Get out!
Shut up. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us. I'm out of here before they find me.
Oh my! You gonna leave me? Okay.
No, I wouldn't. I just don't want.
Oh, they on a date. They on a date.
I just don't want different
excuse me. That was supposed to be
realities
inside
coming
thoughts.
together, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we can. I don't think we can
That was an outside thought.
Now it's an outside thought. It's great. Also, if you want, you can pull up a stool on the bar because they're invisible. We have invisible stools.
Pull a
I'm just letting
stool.
You know.
Here, have a stool. Enjoy that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Anybody looking for refills? Any of you?
Put your hat back on.
I'll take another.
Got it. Got it.
I had a dream once where the band was named.
Hey, I only agreed to cover your tab.
So?
This is a new tab.
What is your specialty?
Never mind, I won't have another then.
That is very.
Fine. All right. Only because I like having you around.
That's true.
What you drink, my friend?
My arms is like a bow. That could change into chakrams.
Yes.
Thank you.
In the melee range.
Is it case?
I have a dark core.
That's interesting.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh wow, those drinks must have hit hard.
And there we go. Lemon Spitzer. Who's looking for another one? Am I going insane?
I'm at a disadvantage here, but I'll put 5 credits.
5. So you're Cassie. I'm Casey. What are you?
For what?
The fuck are you talking about? What's going on over here?
How do you say your name properly?
Cassie.
Stinky.
Cassie.
Hey, Cassie. No, it isn't Casey. It's Cassie.
Mr. Instructor, are you going out for the evening?
Cassie.
Or it's just my accent.
I am, yes.
It might be your
Thank you.
accent.
It's been a pleasure having you. Not a single person.
Professor, have a good night.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Cassie, here you go. 5 credits. Quit your bitch.
Just throw it on the floor. What do you think I am, a dancing monkey?
No one fucking heard it either. God damn it.
My sister and me don't get along.
My sister in Christ.
Oh shit. Oh, personal conversation.
Oh no. I've been pretending to be drunk, but I'm starting to feel it. Her cough is recovered by now.
My sister had a baby.
Wait until the... Well,
You okay?
well, yeah, of course I am. Yes, I'm fine.
But would you like some water?
No, I'm not. There's water back in the dormitory.
He's perishing by the moment.
Throws a plastic bottle.
Thank you for the drink. How much was it?
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Wait, hold on.
Let me take care of it.
Oh.
Oh no. Why?
Oh.
Let me take care of it. Alright.
Rock, paper, scissors between you two.
I was was told not to mess with
Rock,
someone's
paper,
parents.
scissors, I win.
Okay, see.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
How much was it?
Just it was 3 drinks, yeah? Total?
Only you can save him with a drink.
It's buy 2 get 1 free. I'll just we'll buy 2 get 1 half off, and I'm just going to assume that you guys are just one person because I'll turn a blind eye. Call it 5 cred.
There's bottles over there. Go get them.
You just keep it in your like thigh-high socks.
They must be laundering money because they're not making any here. Oh shit. Stairs. Damn it. Alright, we're good. Thank the gods I don't have wings. I would definitely be hitting my head on shit.
Nope. This one also needs a drink. Let's go. It's party time.
You picked my ass up with you.
Hey.
There's a new drink. It's called It's Been a Day. Hmm?
Oh, I could use that.
I don't know if I should have more. Hmm.
More? Drinking without us?
Well, the bakery was closed and the jazz bar was open. And then there's a glass of wine. And then Cassie was making up new drinks. And I was like, you should make something called It's Been a Day. And he sold a bunch of those, so he covered my tab. And that was like 5 drinks ago?
I see.
5.
Do cores increase alcohol tolerance?
No.
And how do you know that?
No.
Ah.
Aries told me. I've dealt with wards my whole life. Trust me, as someone who can hold their fucking liquor. No.
Then I suggest.
I'm holding about 5 drinks right now. And Cassie was talking about water. There's water in the dorm. Which is in that direction? Yes.
Yes, it is.
That's the plan.
Now,
Stay upright. You got this.
can you walk in a straight line is the question.
Doesn't matter. What I'm more worried about is down the stairs.
The stairs in front of the jazz bar challenged me, and I was victorious.
I see. As any good warden.
I'm just happy that I don't have wings, else I'd be hitting my head on everything.
Biggest insurmountable odds, the stairs.
Yes.
105 drinks.
You step onto the first stair and you hear boss music.
I have a. Oh no! Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. Why is it not? Why is it not doing everything I'm telling it to do? The fuck is going on?
That's called being drunk.
That is true.
I am not drunk.
What? Oh, great. The old mantra.
Let's go get a drink.
Classic words.
Before it gets too late.
Well, we're going to get some drinks ourselves. You're welcome to join us for more if you're willing. But otherwise,
Well,
have yourself a good night.
it's been a day, so have 1 or 2.
I'll have 1 or 2 of them.
I should still be getting a cut of the whatever.
I've been, exploring, wandering, being a nuisance to my son.
Oh, your son?
Once you're done.
Oh, my son, Uriel. I'm here for him in the festival.
Uriel. Oh. I've heard very good things about him. He's come very far, very long way.
No, choices were made. That was a straight line.
I do not believe he's using a casting profile with it. I can move
combination.
Troublesome at the beginning.
Yes.
A rich.
I'm not privy to his designs,
A rich
so
dark spawn in my
can
life.
only speculate.
I stepped down as a warden.
Yeah, which I have my casting one in here.
I was just
to replace the foci that was
feeling
powering
guilt,
it.
seeing all those families of my comrades just
Also
crying
means
whilst I was
when I have
the
to
only one alive.
encode, I'm going to be doing it one-handed probably.
And while I was just in a bar at one point,
Is the session going late today? Question mark. Every now and then I feel the air conditioner blow on my face, and it's beautiful, and I don't think the AC kicks on till like 11. I need to double check that. I don't care if I live with old people. I know they're cold-natured, but I don't think you can die from cold, but you can die from being too hot. That's what I'm going with. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You know, it's really weird how I can start pretending to be drunk, and then I start actually feeling it. That's, somatic psycho, right? Attic insane.